I know what you're thinking. So far, we're missing 3 people that you were very excited to see, and I can just sense the instant disappointment right away. And I get it, but only one of us. Well, actually, that's not true. 2 of us don't work for Disney. Okay, so that's part of it. That's kind of what we're dealing with right now. But hey, listen, we have a great show tonight. We're really excited. I was gonna start rifling through the chat to see who's here, but there's so many damn people here already. There's so many people here. Almost so many people that I think we have to bring on Dustin right away. Look at this, right on cue, making a Hollywood entrance. The gang's all here. How are we doing, fellas?
We did it.
We're here.
We did it. It was almost like the meeting had ended, and then you were like, let's make Mike start solo anyways.
It's a photo finish.
Yeah, we were watching.
Yeah, great job. I can tell, like, Greg was definitely at work today. Dustin, not so much. Like, Greg, you got a little button-down action, like you might have had a meeting.
Oh, this is a Henley. I mean, it's equivalent of what you're wearing, right? It's better than a T-shirt.
I don't work for Disney. You know who wears Henleys? Dexter. Dexter wore Henleys. That was like his thing. So
thank you. That's the look I'm going for. Also, you got a haircut today? What is happening? For our guest, you're trying to look suave?
Listen. So far, we've only had Uggos here as guests. And then all of a sudden, we bring LG on. I'm just kidding, guys. Everybody's hot. Everybody's hot.
Everybody's hot. No, I dressed up for our guest. I didn't wear this to work. I just put this on.
You just changed?
Yeah, I had pajamas on. I work from home. Oh, my God.
Got a cameo already.
We need a cameo with a stuffed animal. This is incredible.
Wow.
He's beating them up. I don't know what's going on.
I feel like there. Wait, hold on. Do we have to go solo real quick? I feel like there's a.
I don't know. Is there more coming?
It looked like
it's like an assassination. It's going on.
No, we can't. We can't have this full screen. We can't have this full screen. There's a death. There's a death that happened.
What is happening? This is too much. PG-13, a little too much.
Incredible. All right, listen,
man.
Aaron Borland with the right take here. Whoa, what is going on?
You got real quick.
All right, speaking of getting real, I feel like this counts as our first official show. Everything else up until now has just been pilots. We've just been piloting here. So now this is a real one. Very excited. We have a guest with us tonight. I'd say like the Adam Schefter, the Adrian Wojnarowski. I don't know who's somebody that breaks news in your industry.
Shams
is a good one.
There's a lot of press people that write them. But
Hollywood Reporter, baby. Hollywood Reporter.
The Hollywood Reporter
all
of
of it.
NBA
All
Top
of it.
Shot. Variety. No, not Variety. Vulture.
Yeah, no, Variety's good.
Variety's good.
Variety's good. Okay,
Deadline,
cool.
all that stuff.
Let's do this for another hour. Let's just come up with more things that you'd be booked. But from the first man, as Dumbo has done, the Detective Doucet, LG.
God.
Welcome to the stream.
I don't know. Did he just make? Thank you for welcoming me. Did he just make that up yesterday? The detective thing.
Yeah, I think Dumbo was feeling himself a little bit. He was talking about how anytime anything happens in Top Shot, it's like, maybe a half second before, not a half second before, maybe a half second after. And he's always very impressed with your ability to get the news out.
Dude, I don't know, man. Yeah, well, I mean, I appreciate that, but I feel like there's been times where I'm incredibly late to the news.
Yeah.
But also times where it's like, I post about it and then like Top Shot doesn't say anything for hours and I'm like, oh shit, is that fake? Like, was I wrong? And then like, if I'm wrong, then like no one's ever going to trust me again. So there's things like that happen sometimes where
just know you're never late. We are way later. So if you want to know late, it's follow our Team Hold Twitter account. Then you'll definitely know what late is like.
I don't know if you were saw a stream before, but we have dubbed ourselves the 15th mint because we're about that many steps behind you.
Yeah,
Mike told me.
Yeah, we get promoted to like 12th mint sometimes, but
actually
top 20 serial is still really good. That's still Top Shot. You're doing incredibly well if you got a 2-digit serial, man. That's totally fine. But no, guys, it's honestly a pleasure to be here. I love the show. I got to say, I absolutely love the vibe you guys have, like the Dort Report, all that stuff. And then the video from Vegas is one of the best things I've ever seen.
Shout out Greg Dunbar for all that editing. That guy's editing.
That's just one of the best. Like, that's just so like I wish we made more stuff like that. Honestly, like it's the kind of stuff I aspire to.
We do too. We've got like
go.
2 of those, 1.5. I think we have 1.5 videos like that. That's all.
And that was just pent up like passion from all of the people that were there. Top Shot people, Dapper people, Team Hold people, these guys, like it all came together so nicely with just dumb stuff that we recorded and put together. So
yeah, and can't stress enough like Greg's ability to not only turn that around, but also like make me feel dumb while it's doing it, because he loves to like shoot this slow-mo stuff. And when you do slow-mo stuff, you have to do stuff like 2x in order.
You got to over exaggerate,
So I'm like in a group of strangers, just like firing my shirt around like a psycho, and but then it looks good a few days later. It looks.
I'm pulling up that raw footage tonight. I'm pulling it up.
Oh man,
LG, I wanted to ask you though, since you touched upon it a little bit, do you feel pressure to like get stuff out first, especially when it comes to Top Shot? Are you like, oh man, I got to get that, or is that kind of subsided a little bit?
I think first is the wrong way to look at it, honestly. I think it's less first and more like timely, accurate, and helpful, if that makes more sense. It's not as much like, and I think that kind of stems from the old days of Top Shot, like during, the February, March thing, where it's like literally seconds counted when there was a stress test at like 11 o'clock at night. It's like that extra like 30 seconds of the tweet being out mattered for some people when the stress test was happening so quickly. So we kind of like built a bit of that need for people.
They mattered for Greg and I at that time, so thank you.
There you go. Oh yeah, well there you go. Right, and that was amazing. I actually do hope we get back to some kind of stress test type event in Top Shot, like not necessarily in a way where it's like, okay, if you get in on time, you spend $9 and you're going to make 500. I don't think that's good, but I like the idea of being like, there's a pack available right now. There's only 500. Go. Like I hope we get back to something kind of crazy like that one day. But I think for me now and with the team, it's like Top Shot has their way of putting out content, right? Where it's like, okay, blog post is out, go read it, right? And then you got to read through, like 20 paragraphs. And sometimes a little confusing because it's complex now, collector score, all that stuff. And I think what we try and do now is take that and give the really tight, like Cole's notes of like, here's what you need to know in case there's going to be some kind of immediate action somebody wants to take. Right. And these days, less and less is that really necessary, because it's like most of the breaking news these days is like, there's a quest, like go spend $3 on Cavs players. Like, ooh, it's not at this point where it's like shit, make or break. But
it makes sense because you have like the Wojs of the world and all of that doing, breaking the news on Twitter and getting the information out in that sort of bite-sized version that is very helpful to say, this is what's happening. And if you want to post where it's like a little bit more of a breakdown, he'll come with that later, or there's an ESPN post, you can go there. But I think the exactly what you're saying is what's very helpful. This is what's happening. This is what it is. This is the information. If you'd like more, and then you're like, go read the blog, like you put the link to it, like go check it out for more information here. All of that is just like really helpful. And I think it makes sense what Top Shot's doing. They have like the full meal, right? So you can go there, take your time to do it. But in the moment, we want this little like, wait, what's the info? Got it. I got it. All right, I'm in.
Snackable.
Yeah,
there's
totally.
The full meal. I just got the
little bite size,
little pieces of it. Here's a little taster of what's actually in store for sure. And I will say, I don't know if this is to Top Shot's credit or how he put it, but it's like in the last couple months, they have slowly started to like almost erase the need for I think what we were doing and even some of the other content creators are doing and trying to get that news out in the way that I think they're trying to control that a little bit better and present the information in a concise, timely way, but also not in a way where you have to run. So it's like now the information that comes out, even something like, like really big news, like, 8 people were going to the Phoenix Suns game 5 is like, that was breaking news, but there was no action required. Like they had already chosen the winners, right? There was nothing you could do.
Yeah.
So less and less is there like actionable breaking news and rather than just breaking news.
Yeah. But, which I do think that's a good thing too. Like if you're Top Shot and you're trying to get information out, you probably shouldn't want to have to rely on like 3 or 4 different other groups to then have like a breakdown of what the thing was. So like there's office hours and then there's the notes of office hours and then there's the notes of the notes of office hours. And it's like, we could probably just do one version of notes. Like that's probably the best. Yeah. So I think
that's right. it. And then there's times, I mean, like recently, the whole Seeing Stars, like, I don't know, quasi scandal that's going on right now. There's like these office hours notes from, we got to get into all that. Oh, that's not accurate. Go back and listen to what he actually said, and there's also like, we tweet, the office hours, but if you don't say every last word, then it gets misinterpreted.
Right.
So
this is my favorite thing about all, and I said this yesterday, my favorite thing about all of that's happening right now. I think if you own the Seeing Stars set or more than 50%, you are not allowed to weigh in. I think I only want to hear from people who don't have Seeing Stars moments, because then there's no, like, it's easy for me to be like, hey, I own 2 Marcus Smarts, and anyone that owns 2 Marcus Smarts should be given jerseys, Discords, and a plane. Like,
that's my whole vibe on the Rising Star set. Hey, I've got the Rising Star set, so I should be at the Rising Stars game, right? I completed the set. I'd love to be in attendance.
Yeah, that's anything that was ever said that it's like, hey, this set's kind of special. People now are like, excuse me, you said
hustle and show. What's going on?
You said this is an important set, and now we're just in this like, oh shit, and that's but at the same time, I don't know, like it's we actually a bit of preview what's coming up in the first minute in the next couple weeks. I'm going on vacation. I haven't taken vacation in a long time, so I've been pre-recording a couple shows for the next couple of weeks, just to kind of have to fill the airtime. And I recorded one. This isn't breaking news, but nobody knows I did this yet, with Corporate Trash, who's a great community member. And we talk about the forgotten sets of Top Shot, as in like the sets that like no one like that aren't important.
Is the gift
hustle, it was mainly the gift that we started.
What about 2 of them?
What about
did I complete it? I have 2 of them. What do I do?
What about LA versus New York? LA versus New York.
Yes, that's the other one. There's that one. There's Got Game as well, also from Series 1. Hustle Show is a perfect one. That's like, what even is this? It was cool, but then it's like, now what? And there's also like, there's so many that like, there's just like, there's even just kind of like no name, or not no name, but like no like lack of star players. So we got a whole like 20-minute
can't wait
blurb coming out about that like next week, where we just kind of dump on them a little bit, but in a way, that's like what's eventually going to happen with these sets. Will they matter? Trying to kind of take that apart. And also with the gift, while we're on it, half of those moments aren't even out yet.
Right.
If you go look, like there's half of them are still in packs. Were never distributed as part of the gift. Yeah. And there's always been speculation is like, what is ever going to happen to those moments? And then is there going to be gift part 2 or like, and then also it's like, do we care?
That's the question.
That's the question. Yeah. Because those, I mean, I thought it was neat. It was cool at the time for sure, right? Just to get something like this. But now, like you're saying, does it matter anymore? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we really like shiny stuff. And I wonder about that with the summer moments that are happening right now.
Right.
Like they are really cool right now. I think it's really cool that it's the first time we're seeing like an in-game thing. It's very exciting. I don't want anyone to take away that I'm like poo-pooing on this. Is a Summer League RJ Hampton moment worth $140? No.
I just said it to Greg earlier. And he's like, I was talking to Mario too. He's like, what's going on? Why is that so expensive? I'm like, I don't know. Don't buy it though. Don't buy it.
Return. I talked about this on the podcast the other day. Great return for new fans who got some of those moments for $5. That's like, and that I'm like, I feel like that's kind of by design somehow. That was just like, okay, give them this cheap $5 moment. They're like, oh, I like this Top Shot thing. And they're like, go to the marketplace, sell it for $80. They'll be like, holy shit, this is the best thing ever. Like it's just like the same way we all kind of like in January were like, Top Shot's amazing. I'm making money. I'm the smartest, the smartest investor ever, and that's kind of like,
guaranteed
that's kind of
profit.
like, but it gives new people a bit of that feeling, and that, it might be by design a little bit.
Yeah. No, that makes a ton of sense for new people. I mean, we gave away sorry, go ahead, Greg.
No, keep going.
No, we gave away a Summer League moment our last stream, and it just so happened that the person who won it was their first moment. They had like just signed up for Top Shot recently. And they were just like, oh, so cool. I got to keep this. And I was like, listen, you can do whatever you want, but you got to sell this.
You could probably buy it back for way cheaper in a little while. So.
You can get this for like $6. And maybe not $6.
Every time when you get your first piece of some kind of collectible set of some kind of a new thing you just discovered, you kind of look at it and you're like, is this really important? So even like, what moment did you guys give? Which one of the 3?
It was the RJ Hampton was the one that went out.
And we gave out Killian's too.
Not financial advice, but sell it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. But when it's your first one, you'll be like, wait, is this important? And it's just like, no, just get it out of here. Go buy cheap. You buy 2 LeBrons with that or something like that.
Right.
Like anything else. Yeah.
That's right. I'll always say, I was like, why don't you just go filter by price and see what else is out there for that same price, and then just like scroll. And LeBron might be a little bit better than RJ Hampton's summer league game.
I have a question for you guys. This is something I tried to. I don't know if you know, like Phil, my brother, does a live show with me. Like he often tries. I always accuse him of trying to turn things into scandals that aren't scandals. And now I've realized that I do the same thing sometimes. So last week I was on this like rampage about why is it called Summer 2021 as a series rather than just like Series 3, and how that breaks my OCD brain of being like Series 1, Series 2, Summer 2021, Series 3, Series 4. Like it's just like I can't. Like, it's just gonna make me insane. And I want to get your opinions, because I feel like I'm kind of like out on my own on that one. What do you guys think? Is that kind of weird? Is like Summer 2021 is only gonna last like another 2 months max? Right?
Yeah. Our Discord brought that up a lot too. There was a handful of people being like, "This is stupid. Like, why would we do this?" And my first reaction was like, if this is the thing we're mad about, this is probably a good sign. Like, if this is the only thing we can pick apart about what's happening right now, that's good, because we've been able to pick apart a lot of stuff. And if the worst is we're like, this doesn't work with my brain, I think we're okay. But I agree with you. I mean, like, I don't know, just call it like postseason 2. That's not good either. But
it's weird. It fell into a weird thing. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, no, I see it kind of like if you attribute it to a physical cards like spring training, right? Or like the cards they'll put out that aren't part of the new set, but they're like a little taste, and they're just trying to keep people involved. But at the end of the day, those really aren't classified in the same way, and they end up being a lot cheaper.
Which is what these should be. And I don't know. I people hate it. It's weird. I get it. It doesn't bother me, because I don't know if it was just going to be a test and they don't plan to do it every summer league, or if it is saying we want to label it so it's always its own thing. So for next summer, it's summer of 2022, whatever. And they keep going, and it's its own thing that is not to ruin the TSDs and all that stuff. So, which inherently would mean, in my opinion, that it's probably valued less, right? Like it's again, to compare it to the physical card world, there's the Prism rookie cards when they're still in their college unis, but they're not in their NBA unis. And those are kind of like this. They haven't started the season yet. So they're not, it's cool, but they're not worth as much. So it's this weird offshoot that you're just like, I don't want to chase this.
Sorry, I had to share this comment.
That was pretty good.
Hold on. I got to corroborate that real quick.
Wait, someone else told you that today?
Pull that up.
No, I just got to. Oh.
Who's trying to find a photo? You gotta share it. You gotta share it.
Share screen.
Maybe
share screen.
I'm working on it.
I know what that is, and I don't know if that. I don't know if you look like that, Greg. I don't
Listen,
know.
I'll I don't know.
I don't know about in that movie, but
give me like 20 years.
I can't figure out what about that picture someone would have seen and be like, that's exactly what Greg looks like tonight.
Yeah. You guys think I look like Goran Dragic? That's the main thing we get.
I've seen that a lot. I saw Goran Doucet in the chat quite a bit early on. I mean, I guess a little bit. I can see it a little bit, but that's a stretch. I think it's a stretch.
Yeah.
I think it's a stretch. I don't. That's giving Goran too much credit, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And actually, before we go too far, I do want to present. We just instated on YouTube like a VIP system for the folks watching, so they get a badge.
Join our YouTube channel, all that stuff.
They also get access to emojis, and unfortunately, we can't see them in StreamYard when they use them. But here's just a taste of some of them. We got Mike, we got Dustin, we got me. Dustin when he talks about the Lakers, Mike when he goes on rants. My Wi-Fi cuts out a lot. So we thought tonight a little LE limited edition, maybe just for tonight. Maybe we'll keep it up, but we made a little LG emoji. So there we go.
Oh, wow. That's me?
So, yeah.
That's me.
Listen.
This one right now is me.
These are cost only $1.99, lower than the floor.
There's no likeness, no likeness, so that we don't get sued. We can say, I don't know, is it him?
You can't sue us because it's not really you. It doesn't really look like you.
It's like CryptoPunks. They're ugly, but they might be worth a lot.
Yeah.
Is that getting fired into the chat, Greg? What's going on?
That will be available just tonight, so we avoid lawsuits in the future.
We got to light up the chat with those when it's in there.
Just tonight.
Oh, let me get this subscription here. Here we go. That's great. That's a great. That might be the best piece of art for myself that I've ever seen.
There we go.
Not that I've seen too many, but that's pretty phenomenal.
It'll look good. It'll look good in the chat. Trust us.
We're in desperate need.
Yeah.
It's not that big. We're in beta. We're in desperate need. We're gonna staff up for graphic designers. It's all on me right now, but we'll get there.
Oh my goodness.
How do I hold on? I just subscribed. How do I use my own emoji? I can see yours, but I can't see mine.
Maybe hit refresh because I just made it live.
Oh, okay, you just made it live. Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to use that. I do like that kind of stuff.
Hey, if you're gonna pay for it, you better use it.
I better. I have my own emoji here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, people are using.
Venmo you back your $1.99 after the show.
Oh my god, this is like you know what that kind of feels like. You know when people could like Simpsonize themselves or whatever.
Yeah,
that's kind of like if you were just like, all right, what would I look like if you kind of blended me with Homer Simpson? And that's kind of like you're the kind of like just like the goatee kind of. It's just like a blotch of circle. Like it's not even or anything. It's just like a bleh. Like it's just
high quality.
I had about 5 minutes. And we had the 15th minute. You got your pay for.
This is what we see on StreamYard. But I love that you guys are pumping it in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, incredible. All right, LG. I feel like we need to talk about you went on a little shopping spree this week, huh?
Oh, yeah, about that. Yeah, my late night shopping, man. Yeah, I mean, it's also nice. I've posted in the past. I don't know if you guys ever noticed, like whenever there's like a new drop, and I'm trying to buy up like whatever's coming out or something like that, or whenever it'd be like, all right, Cool Cats Challenge, like 27. Everybody go buy like a bunch of Will Bartons and whatever that was, like for
Greg favorite.
But I would post then like all my failed attempts at buying stuff because then it's just like every time you'd fail, I just get the email that's like you suck. So I would post those. So I felt like I was like I got to be fair when I'm buying and it's going well. I gotta post the other side. So I went a little like 100-moment shopping spree the other day.
Wow,
Felt good.
Yep. Were you just excited? Were you bored? Was it something? Because I know there was the Veerman podcast was like the podcast that shocked the world. I think everybody heard that and they were like, guys, we got to buy as fast as we can.
And there's I will say as well, like there is no guarantee that is true, right? Like we don't know that for sure. It's just like he picked that out of the Collector Score blog, right?
That's sharp, yeah.
And that makes sense because if we assume that it's like, okay, in the future, they're going to make common moments like literally, and he had a good point. It's like common are supposed to be common. They're supposed to be kind of like crap in a way. Like they're supposed to be
the base cards.
They're supposed to be dollar moments, right? Like
totally.
That's the whole point. Like you can't kind of have that levity in a sense, like without having the dollar moment. It has to stop somewhere. So let's assume that next season we have moments that are 100,000. Right. And even if we triple the fan base, it's like, man, like 100,000 of Will Barton, is like that'll never, if that's more than $1, then that's insane. Right. So it's just like, and that's okay. But then if you look at the collector scores, like, okay, for summer 2021, I was gonna say series 3, it's not series 3, it's two collector points for each of those moments, which for every other series, 10 or 12 or whatever. And I thought that was a really valid point. And also, I famously jettisoned out of Cool Cats the day before the announcement. So really, a huge blunder. Anyways, I've been getting little sprinkles of information from what's going on in that Discord. Roham was in there the other night, and he was saying apparently that, their plan is obviously they want series 1 and 2 to be valuable long-term. Right. And that's a blanket statement. That's really ambiguous. So take that as it comes. But to me, like, okay, like things like a 35,000 LeBron or like a 35,000 like Joel Embiid for like $4. I'm like, I don't see that going down to $1 anytime ever. Right. And those are moments that for me, it's like, I'm not buying a $4 Joel Embiid because I hope it's going to go to 500 and I can sell it for 500 and be like, I'm a freaking genius. It's more so like, I like having kind of a stock of good players, of interesting moments, of some kind of value that we can either use for giveaways at the first minute, that I can give to friends when they join Top Shot, which is what I did initially when people were joining in January. I was like, here, have some like $1 Nikola Jokic Series 1 moments, which turned out to be a huge mistake to give them those. But at the time, I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, I don't really care about these moments. And then now, whatever. But that's what I mean is like, I just kind of want to have this like stockpile of different moments that I can have for myself, have to do giveaways, have to do showcases if we need them, have them to trade with people. So I went on a little rampage. Yeah, I bought up a bunch of those. I bought up a bunch of Raptors moments, being Raptors fans, or I was like, especially with Kyle Lowry, I was like, okay, well, that's it for him as a Raptor. He's, now that the narrative is that he's the greatest Raptor of all time.
I bought that moment just for that reason too. It was
that's it.
It was
right?
like $4.
That's it. I was like, okay, yeah, cool. I'll buy 5 of these. That's fine. No problem. Yeah. Like I'll spend $20 stocking up, and then another $20 having like 5 of each of Kyle's like super common moments. Yeah, because we'll never have him in a Raptors uniform. So I just kind of like scour the marketplace for moments that I'm like, yeah, this is a good moment to have. And if you look at like, if you count out you guys, you guys are basketball nuts, this is like, who are the top 25 players in the league, right? And then how many of them have common moments that are $5 or less?
Right.
That to me, I was just like, that's an obvious buy for me. Like the market goes up again, like those, I'll be happy I got those for a bargain.
Yeah. And that was
even if they never go more than $10, like that's fine.
Also, you're getting great players. Like at the end of the day, you're holding on to awesome players. There was a whole tinfoil theory about the 50-point game, right? Like the 50-point challenge coming. And I said, you know what? That's an interesting idea. So then I looked at all the players who had, it was because of the 50 points that Giannis had, right? And everyone speculated maybe there would be a challenge after that. 50 players that have 50-point moments. So like Tatum, and it was a handful of Dame. And I said, oh, that's an interesting idea. Maybe they'll do it. But worst case scenario, I'm buying a Tatum for $4 or $5. I'm buying a Dame for $4. I did the same thing. Good. And I stacked a bunch of guys. They're all good players if they're dropping like 50. I think KPJ was one of them, right? Like I'll pay the $4, $5 for those moments. And worst case scenario, exactly like you're saying, I'm getting like really good players for like $4 or $5 that I don't mind just keeping because it's cool and they're a good player and whatever. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, I enjoy what I got.
Yeah, but even what is it? Sorry, Mike. Just like what even when you say like if it doesn't work out, what does that even mean?
Oh, I meant like if it didn't, like the challenge. Like I had initially bought it. Oh, maybe this will be the challenge, right? Like maybe they will do a 50-point challenge. But if they don't, I don't care. I'm buying a $4 Tatum where he dropped 50. Like I like to have that moment. That's cool. I'm a big Tatum fan. Same thing for Dame. I'll spend $4 on his 50-point game. I think it's awesome. I don't mind owning that. Right. So
absolutely.
I agree with you. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. That was my favorite takeaway from that podcast. Cause I think a lot of people were starting to be like, oh, sweep the $3 floor. Every time you see like snipe a $3 moment, which again, that's fine. Like if that's the way you want to go after it, absolutely go for it. But I was like, oh wait, Jokic is $5. Let me just buy a bunch of those. Like the Embiid's another good one. Like you're just getting great players, and it's like cool. If that goes to $10, awesome. I'll feel super. And if it doesn't, I still have MVP candidates. I still have like great players from the second series of this entire thing. And I think that got me like pretty excited about it and ready to buy a bunch of stuff.
That was my approach coming into Top Shot when I joined in January. The problem was I didn't really know which players to buy. So have a lot of Daniel Tice if you need any. But no, like, but I've come a long way in learning basketball through Top Shot, which I think is obviously great for the platform and speaks volumes to like the NBA fanship that could be coming in. But yeah, it makes total sense. Like they're low risk to no risk with those.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that you brought up a good point too about saying you're not expecting these to end up being $500 moments, but they're probably not going to go cheaper than $4 by next season. And if anything, there's like a doubling. Maybe they make $15 or they're $20. Great. And I have them. And if I want to do that, I can do it to get something else I need. Right. But I totally agree. We've done the same thing on like Terrence Mann. We've talked about him. Terrence Mann's Top Shot debut was $10. We like him as a player. I obviously pumped THT. It was $20, $18 for his TSC out of 12K. Why not? If Laker Nation comes on board this app in a big way, holy shit, they're all going to want THT. Like they just are. It's just facts, Mike. I know you know it.
I'm saying that we're talking too much about the Lakers. I feel like we've
pump it in the chat, guys. You know what to do.
Well, the other thing too is if you think about the general motion of the Top Shot base of collectors, and then also what's happened the last couple of months, like besides the market, crashing, it's also like at first when everybody joined, they're like, oh my God, there's only like, a couple of LeBrons in my price range. And it's the no look 3. Oh God, I need to get it. And then they were like, okay, here's like 6 more LeBron moments or shit. And here's like literally 20 million new moments or whatever. I'm sure there's a number of series 2 moments and it's literally like 10 or 20 million or something like that. So we got so flooded with new moments of so many different sets and tiers. And it's like, here's all these playoff moments nobody wants. And like, here's all this crap that for so long we were like, oh, there's too many moments. I don't even know what to get. And now, and we said this as well after series 1, is that like over time, like the cream will separate in a sense, right? Mm-hmm. And now with series 2 is done. There's still kind of feels like there's too many moments. Well, what's going to be the cream that separates over time? And even I always think about it, I'm like, whatever I kind of look at the market and I assume most other people will feel the same way. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, even what you guys are pointing out, you're like, yeah, go get THT's debut for $20. Like that'll be valuable over time. And you're absolutely right. It will be, because when you're looking at all the series 2 moments and you're like, I'm a Lakers fan or you're a fan of a certain team or whatever, that's something you will actually want to have. Right.
Totally.
Versus here's another 5 like Caruso moments. And yeah, sure, they're his last moments on the Lakers, but it's like, whatever. Like I'd rather have a Caruso moment from when he won the finals, that's what you want.
Right. Totally.
Right? Like, you don't want the random mid-season Caruso, like LeBron's injured, the Lakers are like a train wreck. Like you don't want, you've
taking the words out of my mouth. Totally. Yeah. And the THT, he's still on the Lakers too. So going forward, you're excited about that.
Mm-hmm. That's it. But because we got so many series 2 moments all at the same time, it was very hard to separate those two.
Right.
The overcommon Caruso versus the THT debut. It's like, there's a time I'm sure they were almost the same price because it was like, there's just too much stuff. So now is the time where people like us are kind of hanging around or bored in the summer. Like, okay, what do I actually want? We'll start to buy the stuff that matters to us. And slowly you'll see that stuff kind of drift away from the rest. Yeah, I think.
No, I think you're right too. I think you're right. How I wanted to ask you, like, since you've been in it for so long, like when did you first get in? Was this like January-ish or before January?
It's funny. I was actually trying to figure this out the other day. So it's funny. It says my account was created like, I think it's exactly a year ago today. Or I think it was like August 17th or 18th. But I remember like signing in and then it being like, oh, you don't have access to the closed beta. And I was like, oh, whatever. Like, and then I just didn't care for like 3 weeks. I went and did something else.
Yeah.
And then I remember kind of seeing it on my Twitter feed because I was just starting to get into NFTs and crypto. And I remember seeing it on my Twitter feed again. And I was like, oh, yeah, I thought I signed up for that. They didn't let me in. So I messaged them being like, yo, can you let me into this beta or what? And somebody from Top Shot wrote back, was like, oh, okay, sure. And then they sent me an email and I logged in. So I think my like official.
Do we think it was Roham? Do we think it was Roham?
It was Andres.
It was like 2 people working there.
No, there was a fellow named Andres. I don't know if he still works there, but he was the support person for a long time for Top Shot, and it was kind of like him and Usman would kind of tag team everything. And so then I got in, and then it was right around the time Throwdowns had just dropped, and was just sitting there as a pack you could buy. Right. And I was like $29.
Yeah,
I don't know. American dollars. Like, like it's gonna be on my credit card bill. I don't know. And then it was like, and then that was around the time the playoffs had just started. So then, like a week or 2 later, they're like, okay, the first round moments are coming out. And I was like, first round, it was like $24 for this pack. I was like, I don't know about this, man. And so that's around the time I started. But unlike some of the more like famous OG people, like MBL, like Mike Levy and stuff, who was like, as soon as he saw it, he's like, great, I'll spend $100,000 on this. Like I was so like, even after $100, I was like, this is so stupid. Like I just had nothing against Dapper or anything. I was just like, no, this is a terrible idea what I'm doing.
Right. Right. I wanted to ask, like, how, I mean, I'm sure it's changed so many times, but like how has your collecting strategy, like how, just the way that you've attacked Top Shot, how has that evolved as I hit the mic? How has that evolved over time? I know. I'm sorry. Rookie mistake.
A roller coaster of selling things off at the wrong time is honestly mainly what it was. Like Like I'm honestly, I'm a terrible investor. Honestly, I suck. Like I have the opposite emotions of whatever I'm supposed to be doing. So it's like, maybe you shouldn't listen to me. If I'm buying all these Top Shot moments, this is a terrible idea. Like I
too late. I already added more. Too late.
Before the announcement, I sold all the cool cats. So you don't want to listen to me. I don't know. That's a hard question to answer. I was curious, and then I mainly tried to kind of like look at what other people were doing.
Yeah.
And trying to like figure out how I could do that. I'd say probably like I'm the kind of person who have to really like sit down and like quantify and analyze things in really weird ways before I can actually make a decision. So early on, and I still kind of follow this process. What I did, I was like, okay, looks like everybody has bought all these like important hollow moments. Okay, that seems important, and everybody's doing a challenge. Seems important, and there's no literature to read about Top Shot. That there's no way to learn anything. You just have to go to Discord and ask people who are like, crypto whales already. They're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, buy it.
And I was also very anon when I joined, so everybody knows. Like it's like my name in Discord for the longest time was just Zion Williamson. I was like, I didn't want anybody to know who I was or anything. Like,
give that up.
What?
I said, I hope you didn't give that up. I hope you still have that handle.
Well, no, I got rid of it. And I thought it was so funny that I told my buddy, I was like, yo, I'm Zion in the Top Shot Discord. Like I thought it was hilarious.
That's great.
And then there was a day, long story short, there was a day where I did a stream for an NFT project called Blockleet, which is actually owned by Turner Sports. And they have like a very obscure NFT project that apparently is coming back sometime soon. It's a golf game. Anyways, and I was going to do a stream with them with Tommy Wilson, who's an artist and a baseball player. And I was like, okay, I can't just be Zion Williamson in Discord. Like we're going to do an in Discord, like presentation with them for like 20 people. So that was the day where I was like, I need whatever I choose now as my identity will be my identity forever in Discord. So then I was like, I changed it to LG, which was my Twitter name. And then I don't know if you guys ever seen me in Discord, but it's literally just an image of this part of my face. And it's just when I had a mustache. It's this like freaky mustache. And that's always what it's been. So I don't know if you have
good
one of that somewhere, but anyways, where was I going with that? The first real like collecting decision I ever made in Top Shot was the rookie debuts were out. They had come out already. They were on the market and they were expensive. And I started kind of like picking up pieces that there was going to be a challenge for a Zion moment, that was going to be the big challenge, and that they hadn't announced it yet and nobody knew anything about it. There's no blogs or anything, but that was the rumor. So I started kind of asking people and they're like, yeah, maybe that'll happen. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take the plunge. I bought all the rookie debuts. I bought John Morant for $260, which at the time I was like, this is insane. Like I'm spending $260 American dollars on this like obscure thing that makes no sense. And then I bought like the rest of whoever else it would, like Kendrick Nunn, Tyler Hero, literally like a couple days before like that crazy game against the Celtics, like just in time before that like peaked. And I scooped those all up and then I held them for a month being like, God, I really hope there's a Zion challenge coming. And then it did. And then I got like number, like, I don't know, like 40 or 41 serial number. I still have it now. And that's when I was like, okay, predicting ahead is what you want to do in this game. That's what you got to do. You got to think way ahead. And I guess I could just try and do that a little bit now.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Also, I think I found that Discord photo of you.
Hey, what the hell, man?
Is that not it? The mustache?
Well, let me pull it up for you. I will pull it up. I'll pull it up.
The goal is that we're all called Ralph at some point tonight. So that's the goal.
What about you guys? What do you guys at this point kind of look as your strategy besides like stuff that you like? But like, what else are you kind of looking for out there these days?
Oh man, I think it changes from day to day, but I feel confident every single time. Like that, I'm like, this is the direction I'm going. Like similarly to you, I collected the cool cats, and I was like, this is the flagship. They've given us enough breadcrumbs. This is important. Let's get them. Let's get them all from the beginning. And then I sold them probably at the bottom, like as close to the bottom as you could get, because then I got excited about something else. So I think. I don't know.
That you didn't end up purchasing, right?
No. Shut up. I know where you're going right now. Shut up. No, the John Morant Top Shot debut was the thing that I wanted, and I sold those to go get it. But But yeah, I think that's kind of where, like, I still want the best players in their first moment. And which is so stupid, right? That's not like a big strategy. I just I don't know. I feel like those are going to be the things that matter the most long term.
I'm in the same. I'm in the same boat. We've been doing the same thing. We're in on Series 1 big time, but we're in on stars on Series 1. And if it's a Top Shot debut that we can afford, I don't know. That's where we've placed all of our eggs for the most part in that basket, just with those Series 1 TSDs. I will say that we weren't early enough to maybe get the rares or the MGLEs or the specialty set version. So we're chasing them now in sort of this what was kind of a dip, I guess you could say. But months ago when we were doing the show, we never imagined that we'd be able to get Zion or any of this stuff.
Right.
And for us to now be able to get it has been pretty nice, because I think we all believe that there's going to be a boost in the future, and then those Series 1 will be pretty coveted. Or at least we hope.
Yeah,
totally. And I've always said that, especially when Top Shot was starting to release more moments, right? And people are like, why are they doing this? And I was just like, listen, and everyone's like, why aren't they getting new people? Why are they making new moments? And it's like, those are contradicting requests, because you want to bring new people in. You can't introduce them to a game and be like, oh, your favorite player is Zion? Great. Give us $95. Like, no, you can't do that. It has to be your favorite. You have to be able to buy your favorite players for $20 or less. That has to be always what it is. However, I think Top Shot, and now they've got the Economist guy who's there, which maybe you guys met him in Vegas.
We did.
There you go.
He was playing craps for a very long time with Mario. Shout out Mario. He was at the craps table.
That's what you want from the Economist. Somebody who's gambling for hours. Yeah, that's the story you want.
Yeah. This is good.
And just in case anybody, he was gambling responsibly. Just in case anybody's watching here,
he wasn't like, "Hey man, can you? I need another 100. Spot me 100."
He was counting cards too.
I'll give you a couple Zions. Just give me some money. No, what I'm saying is like, okay, so right now, your favorite player. Let's say your top 25 player. Let's assume 95% of people have their favorite player is one of the top 20 players in the league, right? Most of those players are available for $20 or less. Cheapest LeBron is maybe like $40 right now. Cheapest LaMelo is like $50. After that, every other player has a cheaper version. Like even KD is still like $14 or something. Like that.
Right.
Say Halliburton, $14, right? Like other hot players. Over time, there will be new moments of those players. So if you're the Economist, you're like, well, I don't need to worry about making Series 2 moments easily accessible to newcomers. I just need a moment of that player to be accessible to newcomers. So knowing that things can change quickly, it's like, well, then maybe Series 2 does become very valuable over time, maybe get some kind of added significance. And like we were talking with Veerman, collector score, whatever,
right?
That it's like there will always be a baseline like Zion moment available for, let's say, $10, but it doesn't mean it will always be the current moment that's available. Right.
Yeah. It has to be that way. Yeah. Like coming in as a very casual basketball fan, if the moments that I was looking at were over $10, I would have been like, no, I'm out of here. But because there were players that I recognized, and I got obsessed with serial numbers at the time, like I was like, that's what's cool about it. That's what attracts me to it. But had that been out of my price range, I would have taken a look and left. So I think that's a perfect point.
That's it.
I think it's fun to going back to like the strategy. It's nice to be like, okay, I want to go after these specific things, but that there's almost like two different games that you're playing in the same way that you're like collecting all these like $4 and $5 moments of like superstars, where there's, because we've had a couple people come on and talk about this too, how like their focus moving forward is going to be the series that we're in currently. Meaning there's going to be the most action in there, right? There's going to be the that's where the challenges are going to be. That's like the new pack drops. Like there's going to be a lot of volatility in there, and like really, really attacking like the current state that we're in, which is funny because I wouldn't have said that, and then to hear other people's perspective on it, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that does make sense. That's where we're going to see most of the action and what's happening now.
I would imagine for the new users coming in, they don't want to just make things only available to people who are in super early. There's a way to cultivate those early adopters and make sure that they're still getting opportunity and access to stuff, but you have to make it things accessible for new users. And maybe we're seeing a taste of it with what you saw for Summer League, what you saw for the finals. Those weren't based necessarily on collector score. Those were based on, if you, at least for the Suns, you had Suns moments, right? You could have had a bunch of base Suns moments. I think there's a way for them to do that, to just celebrate fandom, right? If you're a Raptors fan, if you're a Celtics fan, you can collect your favorite players' moments, like you're saying, for $5, $10, whatever the case may be. Have that squad and that's set as your favorite team, and you'll be eligible for opportunities to attend a game, to get free swag, to do whatever. And you didn't have to be in early. There's a ton of ways that they can do that fun stuff for fans. And I feel like they're only scratching the surface on that kind of stuff.
Dustin, I think they're going to do both. I think it's going to be multi-layered, and especially if there's more users, that it's like, you're a new user, you only want to spend $100 on Top Shot ever. Great. There's some great stuff for you that equals some benefits. Or you're an older user, you have a ton of stuff you're hanging on to. There's some benefits. And also, if you're a new user and you want to qualify into the older user tier, you can buy your way into there and do that. Right. So I think there'll be layers of those challenge, the rewards of benefits, whatever that is.
There was something that Roham tweeted a long time ago, and it was about merch, right? And it was stuff, kind of the Cool Cats jerseys happened, right, for on its own. But there was, do you want to pull it up, Mike? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. Well, I still have the jersey. Okay, I don't have the Cool Cats, but I have the jersey.
Greg's behind. There we go. Thank you, Greg. But someone tweeted him an idea of if you own a Cosmic, or if you own this, it gets you into a tier to buy merch that you can only get if you have that in your collection, right? Like there's some ways to incorporate, like you're saying, LG, those people that are in early to get access and do cool stuff, and have them, hey, you're being taken care of as well. Because, hey, you were there from the beginning. We appreciate you being part of this. Get it off the ground. And there's going to be cool ways to reward those users too, right? Like it's got to be across the board. Engage the core, but also broaden it.
Here's a good example too. And I know that people kind of tease that this might be happening for the Cool Cat holders as well. But you guys remember one of the bigger controversies early days was, what is CryptoKitties and why are CryptoKitty people getting a Karl Anthony Towns moment? And that was we had to do 5 podcasts explaining all of that. Because nobody even knew what NFTs were. And they're like, how do I get this kitty thing? And it's just too late. And they're like, what? They're getting 3 each and they're selling them for $500. And it was major controversy. But the ethos of NFTs and of crypto is that type of breadcrumb rewards, if you call it that. It's you did these actions along the way and you get some kind of reward. Right now, I don't know if you guys follow Super Rare with their token, but they just did an airdrop of a governance token, which we're talking more DeFi stuff now, but basically a bunch of different DeFi protocols over the last year, and it started with Uniswap, have done things where they retroactively give a bunch of their tokens to everybody who's ever used their product, and that token is a voting token. Called the governance token, to kind of help decide what's going to happen to the protocol.
Oh, that's cool.
That's very DeFi, but about just a little under a year ago, Uniswap kind of broke the game with that, where it's if you had ever used Uniswap ever to trade one token for another, you were given 400 tokens. And I got some because I'd used it once for a trade, and it was and then I went and looked at how much they're worth, and they were worth $8 each. And I was like, oh my God. And then I sold them, and then they peaked at $35. And I was like, well, another terrible decision. But Super Rare just did the same thing. And I'm not saying that one day Rohan is going to give everybody 500 flow tokens. What I'm saying is, though, that is very much the ethos of how these things work.
You're also not saying that, LG, just so we can be clear.
Flow's in a weird spot right now, where it's they were doing upgrades to the network today. If you're in North America, you still can't buy it. It's in a weird spot as a token right now. So I don't know if that's what it's going to be. And I don't know if we're ever going to get something like that. What I'm saying is that it's even people who held CryptoKitties were given a chance to have a little bit of skin in the game in terms of having a cat moment. So whether it's, hey, we get some kind of early adoption into some of the other Dapper products, whether we get some kind of early access to XYZ, or even just maybe the collector score stuff is really blatant. Maybe that's really obvious, and they think it should be more obvious than it is right now, that we should be stockpiling these Series 2 moments. I don't know. But
If it is
you know
really,
what I mean? Yeah.
If it is really obvious, Dumbo will tell us after the fact that he let us know, and that we're the idiots for not figuring it out.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. That'll come. He'll be like, "I made it so obvious."
Yeah,
that's
so, the second the Cool Cats thing was announced, he's like, "I don't know why you guys weren't paying attention. I told you." I'm like, "You didn't tell us. You didn't tell us, Dumbo."
I do have a little bit of a scoop hunch for you guys.
Oh,
though,
here we
while
go.
We're all talking about things. So today, someone in our Discord, in the First Mint Discord, put me onto the fact that there's an interview out from some kind of digital trade branding event from like a week and a half ago. That is a little panel with Katie from Dapper and with Adrian, who is the head of NBA digital partnerships. Where they're chatting and they're talking about just bringing Top Shot to life, what it took over the years, blah, 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 how much it's taken over the NBA's time as well since the boom and everything, and a nice little, little PR conversation. And then they talk about what's coming next. And at first they're like, okay, we're doing the thing in Vegas. This is recorded like a week ago. So they're like, we're doing the thing in Vegas this week. And we're like, we're on the ground talking to hundreds of fans. And that's like a first for us. And that's really exciting. Like, okay. And then Adrian from the NBA, she's like, oh yeah, oh, well, if I say too much, Katie will be mad. I'll ruin her day. But there's a lot of big, actually, I have the quote. Hold on. Let me read it to you. We're looking to add, quoted, we're looking to add content to the platform. We're going to be making announcements over the coming weeks, making it a richer and deeper product in terms of content available. Whoa. And then later on that point, Katie says, it will bring in a new demographic to the platform in the near future.
Huh.
Don't know what that means.
Interesting.
Take it as you will. Some people were speculating it could be WNBA because they've often said for a long time that WNBA would be coming, and that's a very easy integration for them to make. There's very little other kind of legal they need to go through there. Like it's already WNBA is already part of the whole ecosystem. So and they've long rumored that was going to happen. So that could be like the new demographic that comes in a sense, or it could be. Who knows what? Yeah,
the new demographic is interesting.
DC1 threw in hardcore too. I don't know if that's too obvious, but who knows?
I like the WNBA one.
Yeah, that's a good call. Hardcore is slowly becoming Cool Cats Part 2 for me. Where if I get another hey, so when hardcore, I don't need another podcast on it. Just like when it happens, and I'll be excited. No more speculation.
Greg's been waiting on that since February.
Yeah.
I have. I'm ready to devote my thumbs to hardcore. Too much time in my day.
Yeah.
I think it also, I saw somebody write Euro shit in the comments, and I actually think that's a really great comment. I think that could be a really good one. I don't know what the content upgrades to the site means, but I could see, they talked for a long time before the big surge. Like Jacob would talk in office hours about doing this Bogdanovich promo.
Right.
Thank God.
He was injured and he was going to go through Europe and do this tour or whatever about Top Shot. And then that never happened. He was part of PlayerCon or whatever. But that to me is something that would make a lot of sense. They've often talked about how people complain that Europe has been neglected from a marketing standpoint, from a drop time of day standpoint, that it's like a 6 o'clock Pacific drop is literally the worst thing for Europe. So that can make a lot of sense. That's through September, they spend their time marketing to a completely different market, let's say outside of North America. So that's a good hunch. And that could also be that it meant nothing for all.
No, I think, look, I don't want to say breadcrumbs and do all this stuff, but I do think the NBA is a global product. Top Shot needs to be a global product. We've had people come on the show and they're from all over the world. They're the majority of them aren't even from the US. And I know they've been super bummed out about these sort of in-person events and feeling like they can't go or they wouldn't be eligible or what have you, especially during a pandemic. So I think there's way more to come for the global and international fans, and they've got to figure that out for sure. The NBA is all about the global fan in a massive way. So they're leaving so much on the table, and I get it. There's just a lot going on. They're trying to catch up. But maybe it is that. Maybe it's WNBA. But either of those, I think, would be really awesome.
Well, I'm comfortable saying right here and right now that the four of us will move to Italy to cover this full time for Europe. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy. Put us up Top Shot. We're happy to
different time zones. London's in. It's the middle of the night. London. That's fine.
Yeah.
You need
more
to
vlogs.
go on, then we got it.
More vlogs, baby. on the streets.
More vlogs in Italy, baby. But I do want to say, because we talked about Bogdan, LG, I want to say, like, when I first got in was right around, it was probably like the very end of January. And you were like I'm friends with Peter Overzet, and he was like, you got to check out the first mint. Like, that's the thing you need to see or you need to listen to.
That's right.
And yeah, shout out Pete. And like
that can I just, before you continue, Mike, I just want to say, when Peter messaged me being like, can you come on the show? I was like, oh my God.
It's happening.
Oh my God, it's happening. And that's literally what it felt like. I was like, oh my God, like somebody wants me to come on their show.
I know.
And then the same day, the Roto Grinders guys messaged me, and I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God. And now you probably
famous.
You probably have to turn him down now. Like now you probably like.
No, I'm happy to go on, but I just mean, like, when that happened, I was like, oh my God.
Now you've got an emoji in the Team Hold YouTube channel. Like,
huge. Doesn't get bigger than that.
That interview with Peter was huge. That first one, because he had me on to explain to him and to Davis, I think, what Top Shot was, and then Top Shot took that and put it on the site. And that, I got so many DMs of people like, hey, I found you through Peter. And people like flooded into the first mint. So a huge part of our early success and traction is very much due to Peter Overzet. So I'm very appreciative of him and everything he's done being part of the community, especially for somebody who was like, didn't really watch too much basketball before, self-admitted, right? That he's been awesome to have around and helped me a lot at the start.
Yeah, he's such a good dude. Such a good dude. But I remember, like, one of the first pods I listened to, we were having this conversation. You talked about Bogdan, and I remember, like, one of my first, like, when I got on, you could still buy $9 packs whenever you wanted. But one of my first marketplace spends, and I still have this moment to the day, even though I've listed it and delisted it maybe 380 times.
I know what it is.
Yeah, the Bogdan Bogdanovic MGLE Series 1.
Yes.
Like,
that's the first thing Mike told me to buy. He's like, hey, Bogdan's gonna do tour. You should stock up. And I probably bought Bojan actually at the time.
Yeah.
No.
You're like, wait, there's a different one?
Yeah, I was like, there's two. What are you talking?
Mike, you know what I bought? I bought the Bogdan jersey MGLE.
You have the jersey?
I had.
Is this another good sell?
No. So when they were like, Bogdan's going to go to Europe, and I was like, and I was like, oh my God. And I was like, those are the days where it's like, you'd wake up and the prices had moved like crazy. Yeah. And then you'd like eat breakfast and you look again and the prices had moved like crazy. And I was like, shit. And it was, it was because he was on his first season, his Series 1, he's on the Kings.
Right.
And when he went to Atlanta, he changed his jersey number. So he changed his jersey to 13, but on the Kings, he was 8. So I bought the number 8 jersey, which is technically the jersey of the moment. Right. But Bogdan had just bought the number 13 of that moment. So of his new jersey. And I was like, yo, I'm going to buy this. I bought it for like $800. I was like, I'm crazy, you know? and then that's one of the few moments that during the boom, I sold it. I was like, okay, great. Like, it doesn't look like he's going to Europe because that's been paused. So like, I'm out of here, man. Because I don't want the bug. Like, I guess I wish I had it now, kind of, but like I was like, I'm getting this thing out of here, man.
Well, he was like one of my not favorite players. I always really liked him when he was on the Kings, just because from fantasy purposes I played him before. So it was like an extra nudge that I was like, okay, yeah, cool. I'll go get him. I'll go for former or future face of Europe, absolutely. But the jersey number, that's incredible. That's a nice little snag right there. What did Adrian say? It's me when I heard about Ball and I didn't check his first name and I bought on. So,
classic mistake.
It's tough.
Wait, there was also, hold on, sorry. Speaking of that, there was also a night when Steph Curry had like 60 points or whatever it was at the start of the season. Do you guys remember that? There was a night where he just went nuts and was like, "Oh shit, Steph's back!" Yeah, and somebody on the marketplace bought 20 Seth Currys. And that was
Greg. Was like, do you have something to tell the class?
Listen, it's only a couple. It's literally like one letter off. Too good to be true. I knew it.
Oh man,
he's like, fuck you guys. Look at I'm getting all these Curries. Oh, sorry.
It's got to run in the family, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I want to talk about at least one more thing, and then we can. We've taken so much of your time, so like whenever if you just give us like a wink if you need to get out of here.
Good, yeah.
So I experienced something yesterday for the first time, and if we want to point blame, just 100% Dustin's fault because the stream was about to end and he came on and ruined everything for me.
Yes.
But I for the first time ever, by talking about something that I was thinking about buying.
Wait, we should go one step back.
Okay.
I hopped on late on the show, so we had Dumbo on, and I wanted to join, but I couldn't. Schedules couldn't align, and I was like, it's about 55 minutes in. He's probably going to sign off, so I'm going to jump on now so that he can't sign off, just to be like a jerk and make him talk for like 15 minutes longer. Right? Yeah. Classic Team Hold move.
Great.
So I accomplished that, right, which was a good start.
And we went for an extra 35 minutes.
Correct.
And during this time, Dustin was like, so are you going to buy this Luka Top Shot debut? Like, and I had been building up Dapper. I was a few hundred away and had some things for sale and was waiting.
It had been mentioned before I brought it up, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like,
okay, come on.
Listen, accept blame right now. And so it was I think the listing was $2,802. And by the time we ended the stream, I believe it was up to $3,600. That
correct.
I think five Luka Top Shot debuts were purchased in the time that we talked about it, and at least 2 of them were in the chat. And while it was happening,
know for sure one was in the chat, and they're like, "Yeah, I'd been eyeing it for a while, so I just went and got it." Whoops!
Classic Team Hold move.
Yep. Can I just take a step back from all this for a second and just acknowledge that? How kind of wild it is that it's like we're at like the quietest time maybe that they'll ever be in Top Shot going forward.
Yeah.
Our streams, like you guys do a fantastic job. We stream Thursday nights and like, you know, we all peak out at like 150 viewers, 200 viewers kind of thing, which is good. That's great. We love everybody who's watching, who's chatting. Yeah. And that somehow, which is like you go on Twitch, it's like all our Top Shot streams. It's like compared to the big Twitch viewers, it's like we're peanuts, right?
Right.
But somehow you guys talking on stream, there's 2 people out of those viewers who are like, yeah, I'll go spend $2,000 on a Luka. Yeah. And it's just like, that to me is like, what world is this where we're in the most microscopic community? And I freaking love the community, but where that community is like, oh yeah, okay, I'll go spend $2,000 on Luka.
We also value ourselves as the minnow tank that no one's going out there and spending like close to $3,000. Like we can talk about it. No one's going to go do it except for Real Red Dad. Real Red Dad will do it.
He will.
He's our resident whale.
Caesar was the one who went and got it and was like, sorry, Mike, I've been eyeing it for a while. And it was, first of all, someone bought one, then it went up, and then I think Caesar bought his, and then it was just game over. It floated away.
This makes sense now because I saw a comment when I got in here that was like, Mike, stop talking about what you want because Caesar's here. Now it makes sense. I
couldn't believe it.
It was also great because Caesar's a Lakers fan, so I kind of enjoyed that it was him. So yeah, Real Red Dad right on cue.
I just think it's amazing that you have that power and that this community is able to do that. So I freaking love that.
Yeah. Dumbo is here.
Dumbo has been summoned. He told me, he tried to get me to call you Mike Zucchini. He was like, you gotta call him Zucchini tonight. Like he's gonna hate that. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I didn't get a chance to watch
pretty good. Zucchini emoji. Let's go.
You're getting called out.
I was getting some notifications in the Discord, and it was from Dumbo being like, I hear you guys right now. Like I'm hearing you talk shit.
Shout out to Dumbo, man.
Yeah,
man.
That guy's the best. I feel like especially during like when everything really took off, that job, just trying to manage a community that was both like trying to make millions of dollars and then also scream at everyone, and to still be able to do it with like poise and the fact that he's still got a positive attitude, like shout him out. He's the best.
Yeah,
he's the best. But we don't need to keep Zucchini going, so we can retire that. But has that happened to you, LG? Have you like been talking about a moment on stream ever, or have you referenced anything and then all of a sudden everyone was like, oh, LG's looking at it, so we gotta buy all of them?
That's a delicate balance for me, because as you know, there have been controversies in the past with content creators at Top Shot.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
but also but also at the same time, it's like, you know, a lot of people listen to the podcast, right? A good amount of people listen to the podcast, and we're aware, you know, we have a big channel, and that like I have to be very careful talking about what I'm buying, because I never want to pump my own bags, but
Right.
I also want to share my insight.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's also like, of course, selfishly, if I'm like, man, you know what's an amazing buy right now? This. It's like I want to share that with the community because I want them to also get in on something that I think is going to be valuable. Simultaneously, if it's like I bought it 2 days before and it's a big ticket item, and I'm like, you know what you guys all need to get right now is this moment, then it could like there's a really weird fine line there.
Yeah.
I think you're talking about stuff that I like and that I want to buy versus recommending it, and also timing when I actually buy it. Like I'll be honest with you guys, the podcast with Veerman, I waited until it was after it was out. And I'm not saying that to like, pat myself on the back, but I was just like, no, I think it'll look really bad.
Totally. I love
podcast that'll make, but I just mean like this. I didn't know what the podcast was going to do. I was like, this might make people go buy this stuff like crazy, or it might not. But either way, I'm just going to wait until a couple hours after it's out. I don't think I'm going to miss out on too many of these like $4 moments at the end of the day. Like, I don't think we have that power. So I was like, I'll wait. Just purely for the optics, that I was like, I just don't want it to look like I'm pumping all these $4 moments that I bought when this podcast with Veerman.
Yeah. I think you've done a great job just of like in the podcasts that I've heard where you say, here's what I am buying, more like overall, and here's why, and you get pretty specific. And then you also sandwich it with like, also just buy what you like. And that we all know that's like the number one rule that we all abide by too. It's just like, this is what I'm personally achieving, and you can do what you want. So I think you've done a great job of towing that line.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that's it. And I've never wanted to like pump my own bags in a way. Like I in a way I also have like confidence that I'm like, yes, like even like telling you guys, I'm like, yes, these $4 Joel Embiids, like I think those will be good over time. And if they go to $500 one day, awesome. Cool. Like amazing. Like I'm a genius. But
and that feels safer too than being like, because I mean, no, we're not really pumping our bags, but we like collectively got the Luka hollow, and like being like, this is the best moment on the site. You got to go buy the Luka. That's like a $10,000 moment, right? So like that's insane to be being like, you guys got to get that as soon.
Careful, Caesar's here.
Yeah, Caesar's.
Which one's that? The Luka hollow series 2. Is that
series 2?
I think one thing that we've done too, though, is we're clearly NBA basketball fans, and we just talk about our favorite players, and that's how the morning marketplace came about. It was watching games and seeing like, are people excited about what happened the night before, and is that happening? Is there an effect on the marketplace because of it? But anything that we've talked about, players or moments or what have you, it's all come from like a really just a fanship kind of thing. Like, I like this player, I want to own that moment, I think it's cool. Or I really like that moment, I think it's cool. Like we've talked about the DeRozan dunk, because it's just like his TSD is like a really cool moment. Like back, his first game back. Like it's cool. It's cool to have, like, not pumping it, just being like, I'm a fan of this moment. It's cool,
Yeah,
exactly. I think there's a fine balance between nerding out over the product you love and maliciously trying to cash out on the stuff that you own. So question for you guys. This is taking the conversation a bit of a different direction, but it's something I've been thinking about a lot lately. If you guys had to pick a season for the next run it back, what would it be?
Oh man,
because and I'll give you a bit of context while you think about it. Months ago, when this was first floated in office hours, and actually the first time they run it back was I went on this Clubhouse when Clubhouse was a thing in February with Jacob. And Woj was on it, but we didn't talk with Woj. Like Woj talked for it was the ESPN one. He talked for a while, and then he left. And then it was like, okay, the after show, Woj is gone. Now we have the Top Shot nerds to talk about stuff. And but it was hosted by Rosgold, and they had me and Jacob on, and then Jacob was talking about it. I was talking about it, and then Jacob was like, oh, actually, I have a scoop, and like, Luke, I'm glad you're here. He's like, there's a run it back coming one day, and it's Shaq, AI, and McGrady are all going to be in there. And I was like, oh, yeah. I was like trying to tweet as fast as I could.
I was in there. I was in that. That was Twitter Spaces, right?
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. Yeah.
There's no spaces then. Yeah.
I was like trying to tweet it too, but I was like,
I was like, oh my god. And so we had speculated, and he had said that it would be a season from sometime between 2005 and 2010.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like that might be in flux. Like I feel like that might have changed, or maybe we're not so certain anymore.
Yeah.
And we even tried to pick it apart and be like, okay, what? Considering those three players, what would be the best season? Because you've got like, there's some questionable seasons in there for like AI and McGrady, where you're just like, I don't think anybody wants that. Right.
It's like
even for Shaq, like
2005
Shaq is different than 2010 Shaq. Like it's very different.
We don't want Celtic Shaq.
I don't want Phoenix Suns Shaq either.
I do. Nobody wants that. So anyways, question to you guys, and you probably have to do a bit of analysis there, but it's like if you had to pick, let's say any season post Jordan, because any Jordan season is obviously highly desirable.
Right.
So like anything like 1999, and you can include the Wizards Jordan, but like 99 up until 2012, let's say. What would you guys be looking for?
Kwame Brown, run it back.
I'm gonna go first. Because my answer is gonna be the shortest and have the least insight. I'm gonna take 2008 because that is a year that I actually paid attention. Celtics win the championship. Hope for a Kevin Garnett or
Paul Pierce shitting his pants. That's the moment you need.
Hey, listen. If you tell me that's not the top 5 most valuable,
that's an amazing one. That's a fandom tier. That's the fandom tier.
Even Lakers fans will buy that one.
There's gonna be somebody on Twitter. It's like that's like pumping the moment. Be like, if you're looking at rarities, like there's only been one moment in the history where shit's been involved. So
maybe it'll get a badge. It might get a badge.
God, let's hope it does.
Championship.
There's also like the 2007-08 season is the KD rookie season, where he's on the Sonics, which is kind of a cool one. That's kind of a fun one, right?
Yeah, that would be a really cool one.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a year. I don't know about you, Mike. I don't know if I have a year, but I do have a player. Like obviously Kobe's my number one guy, but I do want a Sean Kemp run it back. Like I really want a Sean Kemp run it back. And there's so many different moments that you can do. I can't even remember what year it is, but there's a few alley-oops. There's one where he dunks on Gatling from the Warriors. There's the alley-oop one from Peyton. There's a few. So I really want a Sean Kemp run it back.
Nice, Steve. That's a great one.
This is a good comment, Steve, too. The McGrady one. I like that. 13 points in 33 seconds. In that same line of thinking from Steve there, I feel like this would be too good of a moment. It would have to be like a legendary. Is the Reggie Miller at MSG with Spike Lee like hitting those three like that? I always love.
You think
Reggie
they could
Miller.
put Spike in there?
If there's any like non-NBA celebrity that would sign off on that, it's Spike. Like I feel like Spike would absolutely be down.
I bet Drake would too. Actually, Drake would be like, he'd be like,
would pay.
Put me everywhere. Put me on the thumbnail of the moment.
Drake's as thirsty as actually Jeb Bush.
That's what I'm saying.
I like that. Some good ideas in the chat too. 2001, 2002, because that's got somebody's saying that the AI versus Kobe and Shaq, which is good because then you also have like prime Vince Carter as a Raptors fan. That's like another.
I want one of those.
As much as it might, it could devalue a little bit of his current like final moment, his only moment, but at the same time, like having a vintage Vince from his.
We need it. We need it.
That was the time, man. Like you guys have to understand, as a Raptors fan, it was we were so relevant before that in every way possible, and it's like legit. It took me years, even after the Vince years, to realize that it's like, holy shit, like people actually thought that Vince was going to be the next like Michael Jordan. Like they
half man, half amazing.
That's it. People were like, oh my God, like the new MJ is here and it's Vince Carter. And it took me until even years after he was off the Raptors for me to kind of retroactively realize that that's the impact Vince had for the first couple of years of the Raptors.
Yeah.
Major.
You can tell Vince meant so much to Toronto because he took a season off to get himself out of there, and Toronto fans still love him. Like he went out of his way to leave, and people are like, you know what though? Still.
Well, it took a while. So what happened is he left, right? And he got booed to shit after that. After he left, they were like, fuck it. And then he bounced around the league after a couple good years of the Nets, and then he became kind of like this, journeyman player kind of through the early 2010s. And then there's a point where he came back. I think it was like once the Raptors got good and they were starting to do well, and it was like the Raptors were kind of building their own new thing with DeRozan and Lowry. He came back one night with the Grizzlies, and I think it was the Raptors' like 20th anniversary year. And they were having different old players come through to honor them from the past Raptors. Like I think they like David Stoudemire and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. And I know, and Antonio Davis, like just a lot of the classics, right? And when Vince came to town, every year, and this was like 2016 or something like that. Every year he'd been booed to shit, even though it had been so long. They're like, "Now everybody hates Vince," and they played this video of him talking about how much it meant to him to be on the Raptors. And it was such a feel-good video. And he got a standing ovation from that, and then and that was like that turned it. After that, it was like it's over now. It's over now. Like, we love Vince. We're glad he was here. It's over. We got the new, core of young guys doing their thing, and since then, I think as Raptors fans, it's been.
I think we need a Vince moment. Like, we need a legit dunk. I mean, that's what he was known for. So it's got to be in a Raptors uniform. So I don't know that it'll hurt his TSD, because it's such a sweet moment, and it's just a memory. It's like a point in time. Like, the league is shutting down because of COVID. Like, it's a crazy whole ordeal, and he hits the three, and everyone's so happy for him. They know it's his last game. So I don't think it would hurt the TSD just to have an amazing, iconic Vince dunk in a Raptors uniform. I think they can totally live together.
I would take that dunk contest too, and just like when he throws his whole forearm.
I think they got to do dunk contest moments. I think we need that. I'm kind of bummed that they actually didn't try it, but maybe it's because the dunk contest was like not great. But maybe this upcoming season they'll look at it. I need dunk contest moments for sure.
Can you imagine, though, if that is what they were planning on doing, and then after witnessing the dunk contest, they're like, oh, fuck it, we can't. This can't be the first
I wouldn't be mad at it. If that was the reasoning, I'd be like, good. No, save it. You made the right call. Wait for next season.
I'm literally just watching like old Raptors Vince dunks right now.
This is a good call out. Ricky Davis chase for the triple double. That would be an amazing.
Instead of Ricky Davis, I want the Jerry Sloan moment where he gets interviewed and he's like, "Yeah, that was absolute bullshit."
Look at Mike! Look at Mike G. Vince gave me his headband on his birthday during his last season.
After
wow, really nice.
I would cry too.
Nice. Wait, like you mean like recent his last season, like 2 years ago?
No, it must be, unless Mike. That would mean 10. Mike G's 12.
No, he said he's been his favorite.
He's been his favorite player.
It could be any age.
It might be Wesley's account. He's in next on YouTube.
Also YouTube. It's YouTube. You never know.
That's
my gosh.
Hey, I have that mustache photo of me if you guys want to see it.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
We absolutely need it. We absolutely need it.
Yeah.
Do we need to update the emoji? Do we need to make
this? Is there you go. You'll have to.
Oh yes.
This is it. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. So yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I feel like we need context. We need context for this.
Yeah. There's cones being held.
Well, hold on. I'll give you context in a second. But if you go on Discord, you message me. This is what. There you go. This is the photo. This is what you see on Discord. This is what comes for you when I like go into a Discord and people are like, oh shit, LG's here. And then I like type and it's just this mustache that shows up. So
perfect. Don't change it.
You're on so many watch lists because of that, I think.
So I used to work in production. Before
kidding.
The pandemic. I was an executive producer in Vancouver doing commercial film. So we did a lot of car commercials. So this is from a Buick set in Toronto.
Nice.
We're shooting a Buick Encore, I think.
There's a lot of productions that happen up there in Toronto.
Oh yeah. It's an easy place to shoot. Great value. And this is fourth day on set. Long days on set. And I was like producer supreme. You know what I mean? Like it was both like I was like I feel like I was a good producer, but also like when you saw me coming, people were like, "Oh shit, here he comes!" Like it was like kind of like I
mean, look at the smolder in that shot. I would think so.
Like union talent on set. They're just like they don't want to talk to me, And anyways, so this is me grabbing the cones after like one of the after we blocked off the street and sent the cops home. Yeah,
I gotta imagine there's somewhere in the back of John Hamm's mind. He's a little nervous because similar look, but also the voice too. I feel like you could like John Hamm. Watch out, man. LG's ready to voice some commercials.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I could. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do after the first mint. I don't know if there's an after or what that means, but I'll just become an actor.
Are you full-time First Mint now?
Yeah, actually I am. Yeah, we're especially after the festival and everything and do the podcast and kind of planning the future. Yeah, trying to be. And I'm happy to leave behind like the agency production world. It's tough. It's really hard. And
long hours.
Pandemic. Yeah, and we got, there's a lot of personal detail, but like work in small shops and production during the pandemic is like was not easy.
Yeah.
So it was a great time to like pivot into something else. And I kind of started discovering NFTs and did that, very much on the side for a long time. But now with First Mint, trying to give it my all if it's gonna become more. And so it's I guess you could say that for sure.
What has that jump felt like? Just as not necessarily like day to day, like doing the work, whatever, but almost like emotionally, how has that felt to be like, okay, this is what we're doing now?
Incredible.
Yeah.
The being able to, like, even just talking to you guys is like, in what other context could I ever connect with awesome people like you guys and everybody else in the community in such a quick way and over something that we all love, or hate, love, whatever. But like, in what other industry or job or anything could I ever do that? Nothing.
Yeah.
Right. And it's already, work-wise, it's hard to make new connections, right? And people leave companies and then you're like, well, there goes my work friend. They're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And now being part of these different crypto communities, NFT communities, it's a great feeling to be like with somebody, to know so many different people. And it's like, I was the part, honestly, like of everyone being in Vegas. And I mentioned this to Mike Levy the other day as well. I was like, I wasn't jealous. Like the Top Shot kiosk and all that looks cool. But I wasn't envious of that or of even getting to go to the games. I was like, I just want to meet the people I know. Like I just want to go hang out.
It was pretty fun. That was the best part.
Like literally seeing your video, it's like that just gave me such crazy FOMO that I was like, man, I want to go have fun with people I know. I want to go have fun with you guys. And I saw like the photo of the Club Top Shot guys this week, like all like be like, well, we all made friends through this. I was like, man, like when are we gonna get to do that? Right.
Yeah.
So it's just given me that it's just like, and you guys, I don't know how old you guys are, but we're not in college anymore where you just make friends everywhere. So as an adult, it's hard to make new friends, but doing it in crypto has been somehow like super easy to connect with people. So that's the part it's given me. And if that sounds too cheesy, I'm sorry, but it really is true.
No,
It'll happen. The difference is we filled up half a bar. You would fill up half of a conference center, probably.
Yeah.
So it'll happen. It's going to be amazing.
It's so true though too. And Pete always, jokes about community, right? But that it's true. Like I've been a part of a lot of different groups, whether it's like in the education world or the comedy world or whatever.
Student council camp.
And student council camp. Thank you.
What is
nerd?
What is student?
Yeah. Oh, first of all, Greg said nerd. That's how Greg and I know each other.
I said nerd bird.
Yeah, it's from a high school leadership camp. Yeah. That's where Greg cut his.
You guys have known each other since high school?
Like right after high school.
No,
right?
it gets worse. We were counselors at student council camp.
Yeah.
That's how we know each other.
Mm-hmm.
But what's funny too is that you said that you were working in productions and then kind of transitioned to this. Mike sort of has a similar path because he started here and then transitioned transitioned into NBA Top Shot. It was like a interesting trajectory. Do you want to talk a bit about that, Mike?
Well,
I photo somewhere.
I tweeted this photo out yesterday or the day before saying this NFT just sold for 9,800 ETH. Wait, because none of you guys know the backstory of this, right? Dustin, do you know the backstory of this?
I do.
I might have heard it, but I don't recall you. So I love everything. The undershirt, everything is great.
The undershirt is incredible, right? This was right before my senior year of college. And I had qualified to play in the World Series of Poker in Vegas, and the Boston Globe.
Really? Is that true?
This is true.
Yeah.
And the Boston Globe reached out and they were like, "Hey, we're doing a piece on like college kids playing online poker." This was like this is probably 2006 or 2007, and they came to my college. They interviewed me, and then the article came out, and it was about two different people who essentially had a gambling problem, and like one of them took out loans under their parents' names. The other one got caught robbing a
great
bank.
Story,
right? The other one got caught robbing a bank, and then I was like, "But sometimes I guess it's okay." And nobody told me.
You were the poster boy for that.
Yeah, but they at no point were they like, "Hey, this is what the article's about." Now, at the time, I was at a small like Catholic college in Boston, and I was the student body president. So the article comes out, and this is the picture on the front page of the Boston Globe, right? Hugging the laptop, dude. It's Adele. But this is like this is the front page of the Boston Globe right as school's starting, and I get a call from the president of the college, just like, hey, you need to come to the office right now. Like, not only did you not give us a heads up about this article, this photo was taken on college campus. They were furious. They were absolutely furious.
I love it.
Yeah, that was the first time my foray into public life.
Dude, that's amazing.
And I think the headline of the article was "There's trouble in the cards" or something, some bullshit like that.
And then it was just you hugging a computer, and then
just me hugging Adele.
You got to sell that article as an NFT. Like that New York Times guy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyway, also breaking news update to the emoji. We have full stash and smolder. So that is live, everyone.
Thank you.
Looks like the hair color changed a bit too, yeah.
The hair color changed because I believe it was Neil Diamond Hands told us that it looked bald on dark mode. So we fixed that within 5 seconds of it.
I love the idea that we started talking about basketball. Greg just went on mute and he was like, "Let's see, what can I do here?"
No, I've done plenty.
There is another actor that I've been compared to heavly.
Ooh, let's see.
And it's one you're not thinking about, and it makes way more sense when I'm clean shaven, which is rarely.
Ooh.
But when I was younger, when I was clean shaven, and I was in college in Toronto, you'll know what I'm talking about. There was one dude who every time he would see me in the hallway, he'd literally look at me and he would be like, "Mr. Anderson," because he thought I looked so much like Agent Smith. Like Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, I could see Hugo Weaving.
Like I've been trying to find a photo of me clean shaven so you can see what I mean.
I can definitely see it.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's especially kind of like, I kind of have this like kind of like long forehead, kind of like Hugo Weaving does, and especially if you look at him, like maybe like Agent Smith is a really good one, but even like Lord of the Rings, Elrond, right? Where he's got his long hair. Welcome to Rivendell, Frodo, and it's just like, and I just kind of, and it was around that time, and I was kind of like, young, clean shaven then. So like people were like, okay, this guy, and so I had that. So if I ever did like Agent Smith for Halloween, it'd be like bang on. Like I would look exactly, and I could do like kind of like slick the hair, kind of, and that'd be good. I appreciate also the chat giving me the
look
Michael
at this.
Fassbender. Fassbender is great.
That's a good one.
I love Fassbender.
Me too.
That's the most attractive one by
there
far.
You go.
Anything I've been compared to. Small cameo in Band of Brothers. If you watch it carefully, he's in there.
Oh wow.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, he's in. Dude, there's like this is really awful, but like the scene where like they discover the concentration camp and they're all like, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever, and the camera's just panning around and you see Fassbender there being like, like he's just he's like a background unnamed soldier.
Wow.
And I think he has like one line in the entire series. Sorry, I'm also since you guys work in the industry, I'm also a huge buff of obscure actors in old movies. Like I'm able to spot a person who had one line in a movie from like 20 years ago.
Right.
That is a weird hidden talent of mine.
Nice.
That I can just identify actors in a strange way like that. So
I love it.
I
feel like that's right. I feel like that's in Greg's wheelhouse too, right? I feel like Greg, you're well aware of stuff
I used to be, but then I proposed to a producer, and now literally anytime an actor comes on the screen, she's like, "That's my friend Corey." I know. Oh my god, Corey! And I'm like, "What? That's like." Oh my god! She's like, he's awesome. In 5 movies coming up, and I'm like,
oh really? That's so funny. That's great, man. That's great. You guys are down there. The last thing I'll say as well, you're asking me about doing this full time, and if I enjoy it or whatever. My entire life, from the moment I turned like 13, my voice has sounded like this.
From 13?
Yes, like
your career was chosen for you.
That's it. When I was 13, I was suddenly 6 feet tall and my voice sounded like this. And I was like 120 pounds. But I was just like, it had grown a little bit since then. But it's like, I would like call people and be like, "Hello, it's Luke." And they'd be like, "Oh, who's this man?" And only now am I like at the age where like the voice fits me.
It's caught up
so long. Yeah. But for years, people were like, "Are you in radio?" And I'd be like, "Nope. No job there." And they'd be like, "You should do like voiceovers." And I tried when I moved to Vancouver like 7 years ago. I recorded this really bad demo tape that I don't have anymore. And I signed on an agency and I did over 50 voice auditions to try and get a job, any kind of gig that I could, and nothing. Voiceover industry is so hard to break into. And And I tried. I feel like I really tried my hardest to use the voice for something. And then when I started the podcast, I was like, here we go. And then people were like, you have a great voice. And I was like, yeah, it's happening. It's finally happening. So weird. I'm so happy to be here and finally get to use it. It makes sense.
I don't know if you know this, but whenever I'm either hungover, I had a show the night before and was talking a lot and loudly. Whenever we come back to the morning marketplace the next day, because the first person I talk to is myself into the camera usually on those mornings, and I can hear it like the second I say something, and then I immediately go to the microphone and I go, "What's up, everybody?" Because that's the only time I can get close to your voice is if I have had a late night.
Nice. I did also see somebody that I killed in high school. Actually, that is what I just said was untrue. I did do the morning PA in high school. I just remember that for like a year or two. And I went to like Phil and I, our first language is French, both of us. Like we grew up in downtown Toronto, but we were Doucet is French name, so our first language is French. So I went to French high school, so everything was in French. And so I'd come on, and I do the announcements with two other students, and I convinced them to let me play the first like 20 seconds of Danger Zone as the beginning of the PA announcements. So people would be like getting into class and it'd just be like, but because, and this is a really weird like cultural wrinkle of Canada and Toronto, because we're a French school and they wanted to make sure the kids spoke French, even though they were growing up in Toronto, which is all English. It was looked down upon if we spoke English in the school. Right. They're like, no, everything has to be in French. Otherwise, like, you kind of get in trouble if you spoke English.
Right.
Yeah.
So I had to cut off the song before the lyrics started.
Whoa.
So it was like, and if we didn't, we got total shit. So it's just like, anyways, weird factoid from when I was like,
see, 16. You make fun of the student council, LG, but these are student council qualities. The fact that you're doing the morning PA announcements.
You're lucky you weren't required. You're lucky you weren't required to be in student council with that job.
Yeah. I was on the student council.
Yes.
100% on the student.
We've had a breakthrough.
It was a small high school, man. I was on the student council. I was in the plays. I was like on the whatever team, like a hockey team. You know what I mean? Like it was the kind of thing where it's like there's like 400 people at high school. So like there's like 10 students who literally do everything. That was one of them.
Oh, that's incredible. Oh man, you've been super generous with your time. We appreciate you.
Of course, yeah. Do you guys want to do a giveaway before I take off?
Yeah, we got it. We got it. We know.
You guys want some of my bounty that I picked up? All this crazy stuff.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, there we go.
That, yeah, and I want to shout out a Deep Threat in our group who has offered up one of the Top Shot T-shirts that he scooped in Vegas. He's offered up for a giveaway. So
did we figure out who I'm giving mine away to? Did that get sorted?
Feels like
they had until tonight. I have it right here. It was Debster. And they had until tonight to message one of us in Discord because they didn't leave a Twitter handle or anything like that. So, Debster, final warning. If not, we'll give it away next week.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've got 2 moments to give away. I've got a Kevin Durant, 40,000, and then in the spirit of what we were talking about earlier, how about a little THT debut, TSD?
Oh, Dustin!
Ooh, wow,
love
Dustin's not allowed to answer.
Love it.
How do you guys do your giveaways?
We got a wheel, baby.
Oh, you got a wheel. Okay.
It's fancy.
Also, Macabeard is not allowed to win. That guy wins everything.
Dude,
every time we've done giveaways, he wins every freaking thing, man. I don't know how he does it.
We did. I also, just so you know, I shared in the chat some our man Frank in the chat sent me the link to the article from the Boston Globe. So
there we go. Put it in the Discord. Also, shout out to our one person watching on Twitch. Feel free to announce yourself. We love when there's at least just one person watching on Twitch. Makes me really happy.
Oh man.
This article is incredible.
It really is. Also, wait, who said that? Drunk Tree. Yeah. Look, and Chris McKay Barrett. He's like, I knew you would say that.
All right, I have a form ready to go.
You won 12 grand when you're 21 years old playing poker?
I was really good at poker when I was young.
God.
When we were in Vegas, I had never met Mike. I met him through the show, like on how we're talking now. And my first time was meeting him in Vegas in Summer League. And all right, I'm walking over to meet Mike. He's at the poker table, just stacking chips. And I'm like, hey, I want to meet him, like say hi for the first time. He's like, this table's real soft, man. Hold on. I gotta take some more money. I was just like, do your thing.
Was the Economist there too?
No, he wasn't there. I got to tell you, I feel like I owe the Economist an apology because he was so disappointed because the first night we were hanging out, he heard these stories from my fiance about how I used to like play poker all the time and was like a big gambler, all that stuff. And then the second night he was like, all right, let's go. And we just hung out too late the first night. I didn't have it in me. So I feel like there was this hype that was built up that I didn't live up to. So the next time out, I'll be ready to go. Also, I look at this. We got F at Nico in the chat sent to Tyrese Halliburton. That's going to be guys.
Oh no, this is the wrong photo. He's right there.
He is right there.
He's right there.
I am.
That's cleaning house.
We took multiple photos. I got it right on one of them.
Yeah, I draw the wrong one.
Aren't you not allowed to take photos in the casinos?
I don't think it's a rule anymore. I think it's done. I think it used to be that way because you couldn't be able to take your phones out in the sports book for a really long time. Yeah. And now they're like, use the app in the sports book. It's crazy. Yeah. They're like, use the sports book app. We're like, okay.
They just had to implement the security probably and stuff or whatever.
Yeah. You used to not be able to have your phones out at the poker table either. And now people are like showing.
Yeah, you're taking photos of your chips. You're showing me your chips. You're like, take it out. I'm like, wow.
Mike met a guy who had thousands of NFTs on Vivi.
Yeah, and he would not stop talking about it. He crossed the
bring him on the show.
You know, he crossed it. And then he made me follow him on Instagram and didn't follow me back. So I'm following him.
Do you still follow him?
No,
I still follow. He made me follow him too.
Yeah, I never followed back.
You talked to this guy too?
Yes. Yeah.
How did that happen?
No, he wanted to talk.
Get him on the show, Greg.
Here, I'm popping the form in the chat. We'll talk about what we're giving away. But
nice. I got a Tyrese Halliburton and Tim Hardaway Jr. playoff moment that's going out there tonight.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Philip, I've got. You guys want to hear something really freaky actually about Vegas that I did once? Came up. Well, Vegas came up last week. I feel like I don't know why talking to you guys. I'm just going to reveal all my embarrassing stories.
You should.
It's just like hanging with you guys just kind of brings that out of me. So last week on our show, Phil out of nowhere started bringing up photos of a Vegas trip we did like 11 years ago or something like that, where it's like literally me planking on the escalators. Like it's me like lying down on the escalators in the most hilarious way. And I was trying to think of another time I've been to Vegas, and I went to Vegas once for a company retreat. I used to like be an executive at this like social media company in like 2013 or something like that. And the president was like, all right, we're flying the entire executive team to Vegas for this retreat. It was only like 10 people. And then he bought us all tickets to the Lady Gaga show. He's like, that's the big night out. We're going to Lady Gaga. And it was like, and she was touring. Like it wasn't like a resident show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I decided as like one of the younger like execs, I was like, all right, everybody, like we all have to wear costumes to this Lady Gaga show.
Well, yeah, put on a show.
So then me and I can't find a photo of it. I don't know where it is. Me and the other executives decided to do this like crazy skeleton makeup of like, have you guys ever seen the Born This Way video by Lady Gaga? Right. And in it, there's a scene where she is like in this crazy skeleton makeup and she's dancing with this guy who's from Montreal who actually had actual skeleton tattoos.
Yes. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? Right.
Yep. I know exactly what you're
really
talking about.
Freaky dude. So then me and this my old colleague decided to dress up that way. So I
got to see this.
And we hired a professional makeup artist in Vegas to come do our makeup.
Wow.
And it's insane.
That's incredible.
It's incredible. I'm so glad okay, hold on. First I'm going to show you the planking photo just so you guys understand how hilarious the planking was. I'll show you the planking.
I'm just glad that you didn't half-ass.
This is the planking. Like, okay, this is the planking.
Let me get this up there.
There you go. This is the planking.
Wow. I'm sure it was very sanitary on an escalator.
Vegas, by the way. Like, come on, man. Like when you're young and it's like 3 a.m. in Vegas, you're like, I don't care.
You're like, I have to do this.
Yeah,
it's funny because that could either be you or maybe it's Mike. I don't know. That could have been Mike.
No one will ever know.
Yeah.
No one will ever know if it was me or Mike. Okay, there's that. And then, okay, you ready for this? This one's insane. Nobody I know in the NFT space has ever seen this thing. And I will say this night, I have never had ever people walk up to me and want to take a photo with me like this night.
Really?
Here it is.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, that is gnarly.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's me in the crazy skeleton makeup in Vegas.
Look at that.
Going to a Lady Gaga show.
Going to a Lady Gaga show.
Yeah.
People were stopping me like I was a circus act. Like, can I take a photo with you?
How are you going to top that for your next Vegas trip?
We'll see what happens next year at Summer League, man. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe we'll get a Top Shot like celebrity game in there and we'll all play.
Maybe it'll look like this.
That's the right reaction, LG. LG, that's the right reaction.
Maybe it'll look like that.
We didn't solo it fast enough. Oh man, we missed Sawyer. Sawyer was a big part of the show for a while, and we miss him. We haven't had him on in a while.
We haven't seen him in a while.
Awesome.
Probably since we've made the cocaine video. That's probably
the edits from you guys. Just absolute gold, man.
Yeah, what we lack in information, we try to make up for in videos.
Quite a lot, by the way.
We've been very restrained tonight, but sometimes we get to the point of like shock jock radio, where it's like, "Auga," and like shit, like
banging it out.
It's all right, man. In our early days, we had like Crypto Babe on and had like tried to have a dance off between her and Plunge and stuff. Okay, so very much along those lines.
Mistakes have been made.
Yeah, that was great. Those shows, and we had like Crypto Babe send Plunge like video messages from like Aruba or something like that.
Oh,
wow! I
wow!
never saw that show, but it was that spiraled out of control really quickly.
That was truly at the height of everything too. That
was like we had like 1,000 viewers on that stream like for like 3 hours. Like I was like, that's insane.
Yeah.
On like a Friday night, people wanted to watch us for like 2 hours. Like it was nuts.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think we'll get back to. I think we'll get back to that. I think a little prediction for you guys. I think through the winter is a perfect time for people to go back to NFTs and to Top Shot and all that kind of stuff. Like right now, honestly, it's like when you guys are done work, it's fun doing a show and whatever. But for most people, it's like it's summer, right? And I know you guys are like in LA, so maybe it's like summer all the time. But for a lot of other people, it's like, man, this is prime time. You want to go outside, have fun, do whatever. But dude, come November, it's like I think we're all back at our computers all night.
Just stuck in
we're doing NFTs. There's new Top Shot coming out. Basketball's on. And I think we're gonna have this kind of like return of the community in a couple months.
I think you're right too, and we had talked about that for a while, and then it's like, are we just saying that to make ourselves feel better for the amount of time that we're sinking into this? But then truly, after the Summer League experience, it hammered everything home that we already thought. But it was just seeing like, oh, we got dog exciting. But after everything that we had already believed in, we're then seeing it happen in real life. Like we're seeing a kiosk in person. We're seeing moments being minted in real life. We're just seeing, I'm watching people find out about it for the first time in person. And it just like, it hammered everything home. And it got me even more excited.
You see Tyrese Halliburton buying moments at the kiosk with all of us at the booth. Like that was like, amazing, man. Well, I'm pretty sure that's Tyrese Halliburton. Like that was just unreal. And you just see how big this can get and how still there's so much that can grow.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I'm excited. I'm feeling even more bullish on it than I was like not a year ago. I wasn't here a year ago, although it feels like it was a couple months ago.
Feels like it,
even through like the dip of it, it was still like, oh no, this still makes sense. It got a little scary for a little bit, but it still made sense. And now I'm ready.
But you guys are a huge reason that I think a lot of people are sticking around too, is keeping it fun and keeping it a good vibe and being really real about it as well. And I think you guys do like such a good job of that, of having fun, being authentic, and being pretty realistic about like what's going on in Top Shot. And I just want to say as we kind of wrap out here that it's like you guys are freaking awesome. I think you guys do like a phenomenal job. The amount of content you put out is insane. And I say that from somebody who also puts out a lot of content. It's like this really friggin' hard to put out that much. and also to produce something that's like entertaining and good and insightful all at the same time. So kudos to you guys. Man. Kudos to the community for you guys. Honored to be on the show.
Very nice.
We appreciate that. Yeah, and shout out to our community too, who are an integral part. Like Rock and or Roll, for example, is the one who's composing all that music, and he does it so fast. Like we'll make a joke, and then I'll have an email in my inbox with a song based around that joke the next day. Like it's crazy. So there's so many talented people in the space, and they're not just limited to us. They're all over. So it's super exciting.
But that's what I'm talking about, though, right? Is that like there's no other way that we would have been able to do this.
No,
right? In terms of like making friends, making connections, tapping tons of really talented people to do really great, amazing things. Like that is like literally like we had Just Los, who won our like rap battle like a month or two ago. And then he's just like, yo, send me your intro song. And he made this whole new song for it. Now he used that as the intro song. The rap is good. And he's like, yo, Phil D, Luke D. It's just like, it's freaking awesome. And I'm like, and he's like, he's really freaking good. And I'm just like, in what other world would you have this
stuff like that happen?
Rapper guy from Brooklyn like make his intro song. Like what, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I mean is that it's just like, it's
and that's
amazing
like,
to be here.
Outside of, occasionally in a stream we'll have somebody in the chat who thinks they're very funny, right? Like occasionally you'll see that, but that is such like the small percentage of everyone that's here. And then even in Vegas, and I said this on stream already, but it's hard to find a group of dudes in their 30s or like late 20s, 30s, and 40s who aren't collectively a dickhead, right? That's a hard thing to find. And everybody was cool in Vegas. Everybody. And like and it's incredible to see that because again, in all of
there's a lot of good convos, a lot of like basketball talk, whatever you want to talk about, life talk. There was a lot of connection points for everyone. There was, Laker talk. There was Laker hating talk. There was just, there was a lot of Raptors talk actually. But it was just fun. Everyone talking about like life and different things and everyone just hanging out and having a good time. It was really awesome. It was really awesome.
That's great to hear. What were people saying about the Raptors? What are they saying about the Raptors?
There was just like a lot of. We have one person from the community, Raptor News. Who's awesome. Yeah, he's awesome, and he was just talking a lot of Raptor. It was just fun basketball talk, right? Just fun basketball talk.
1 minute warning for that form. 1 minute warning. And we're
all right. I'm going to take off. I just make sure you add the THT and the KD moment to the raffle, and then just let me know who's getting it later.
If you have 30 more seconds, there's one thing we do for every guest that we'd be remiss not to do for you. So really quick, every guest that comes on the show, they get some Team Hold badges, and there's no exception tonight. First and foremost, you get the THD, your Team Hold debut.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward. Also, 1 year anniversary of starting your Top Shot account. We're both whether or not it was today or we're in the vicinity, so we're blessed that you're here for us. Made this early on before the other doppelgangers came into play, so we gave you the Goron badge. So
the guy who said he didn't want to play for the Raptors. Great.
Exactly.
That's true.
And last but not least, I decided to pull out the goatee itself, so that you get the emoji goatee badge.
If you go back to that first Overzet interview, I have a goatee. It's like I was like pandemic goatee. That's what it was.
That is
trying things. We're trying things, right?
And then there's a point in the winter I was like, get this goatee out of here, man. No way.
That was undoubtedly the image I used to make that emoji. And then anyway, because obviously you are ranked much higher than Goron, we threw that goatee on Goron for you too. So.
That's incredible. So, thank you.
There you have it. Thank you so much.
I love when I get media made of me. Like you guys gave me the emoji, you gave me this badge thing. Please, Greg, you got to send that to me, man. I need that.
It's getting tweeted out. Don't worry.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the badges, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Chat. Great to chat with you, interact with you guys. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Thanks again, man. This was a blast.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
All right. Get out of here. That was, man, the best.
That was awesome.
That was so fun. Look at us, we're almost 2 hours in. That's how good he was that we went late.
Yeah.
Look at that. All right, let's give some shit away. Let's give some shit away, shall we?
What do we got? So we got a THT, which is amazing.
THT.
See, he loves THT too. I mean, how can I not love him?
Or does he love to give away THT? Think about it.
No, he's on board. He's on board with him, and that's all that matters.
Oh wow! We've got an update too. I got a gift from Jay Go, who's giving away a Chris Paul assist. I also got a gift from A1 Andy, who's giving away a Luke Kennard. We got a Halliburton. Guys, we get a lot of stuff we're giving away, and then the T-shirt from a Deep Threat.
Yeah,
I'm at 99 people who have entered that form. I think
this is a good point right here.
I think it's time, right?
It's time. I think it's time for the wheel, baby. I think it is time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, coming right up. So should we start with the T-shirt so that everyone stays qualified for moments?
Yeah, definitely. Let's start with the T-shirt. Right. If you win the T-shirt, we'll wait. Is it it's their Top Shot name?
Yes. So we'll just have to.
If you win the T-shirt, just shoot us a DM, please. Either
on Twitter
or Discord.
Which, speaking of the Discord, if you're not in there and would like to jump in there, you can get yelled at by El Dumbo with the rest of us. Here's a link to the Discord.
Also, if you're new and came for LG and only LG, subscribe to us too if you want. Yeah, we had some new people here tonight, I think.
We did. I think we did.
And Mike not once told you to like the stream.
I didn't. How are we doing for likes, though? Let's check. Oh, the guy's almost at 100. We need 8 more. Like the stream, you pieces of shit. Come on.
We should also say that this stream is brought to you by MTV's The Challenge, which a new episode airing tonight. No. So East Coast is probably already getting it. Please, no spoilers in the chat. But shout out, quote the Craven, who is pretty active in our Discord on the MTV Challenge chat. So please, Tea Time's in there. We've got a lot of folks in there talking about MTV The Challenge, the other challenge, and it's a lot of fun. So please join me in there. Please clap.
Also, little leg day right here. There's been a lot of discussion around leg day in the Discord. I think the people are ready for leg day.
She can't even hear. She can't even hear you. That was like literally. We just brought up leg day. Someone commented about leg day.
I'd like to speak about my own leg day. Did you tell them we're working out? Because my legs are looking pretty fit.
Greg did mention that to me.
Feel good about it.
I told Dustin because I couldn't even move the mouse. My arms were so tired. But
yeah.
But yeah, you're doing good.
Shout out Neil Diamond and said is the Miz on that show. No, he's in wrestling. He's wrestling.
What?
Is this a spin and it's just slowing down, or?
We haven't spun it yet.
Oh.
You want to do the first spin?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, let's do this. I got to get out of here.
All right. So this first spin is for a T-shirt from, is it a Deep Threat?
Yes, from a Deep Threat. Shout out to Deep Threat in the chat.
Okay. So this is going to be an NBA Top Shot. This T-shirt from Vegas.
I get to do it?
Yes.
Thanks, Greg, a Deep Threat.
Greg, also we need a before and after of your legs.
Dude.
From this workout. From the workout session, yes.
Yeah, yes.
Have you seen Chopsticks before?
Ooh, is it good? Chef Prez? No, it's Chef.
Chef Tivo 714. Wow. You're a winner, baby.
Wow!
Announce yourself, Chef Tivo.
Announce yourself, but also
Chef
shoot us a DM so we can get you. We get the information we need to get you that T-shirt from a Deep Threat.
Bye, Aubrey.
She's not being rude. She just can't hear you talking.
No, I know.
Hey, you can take out the headphone. What is it? Were they talking to me?
No, they were just talking.
Oh, sorry. Bye.
Hi. Sorry. All right.
Ooh, there it is.
There we go.
Chef Tivo right there. Hey. Shoot us a DM either on Twitter or in the Discord so we can get you that info.
Yeah, and Twitter, if you don't follow us on Twitter, it's Team Hold NFT. You can find it in all the show notes, but make sure to shoot us a DM.
And we're gonna leave you on the board for potential moments as well.
All right, let's do the THT right away, right? Let's get that so we know where that's going.
This from LG?
Yep,
this is from the LG.
Boom.
Greg, are you writing this down too? For this, just for this one, the rest I can gift when I get them.
Yeah.
There we go.
Do I use some names? Ooh. Julius Randle for MVP. Was that
Jay Santaga 10?
One of the Jason Taga's been here for a while. Shout out Jason Taga. THT, we like it.
Love it.
Chef Prez says at least it was another chef that won, and I appreciate that attitude.
That's awesome. All right, what's next?
All right, I got a bunch here. Well, I'm going to do one more refresh just in case. We've got Luke Kennard. Let's get that Luke Kennard 3-pointer from A1 Andy.
There we go. Jason.
From A1 Andy, baby.
A1 Andy. Shout out A1 Andy, who is going to be on the show next week.
Oh, that's
nice.
exciting.
Yeah. Ooh, who's this going
to?
Is
it going to DC1?
Whoa! DC1.
Dude, DC1 is fucking Boston's finest, dude. That dude is definitely from Boston and loves it. So
Jordan said hit him up about those t-shirt designs too. I told you guys, merch is never coming. We just talk about it and never get it done.
We'll get it done. But he's the one that posted all those sick t-shirts.
Oh yeah, they were amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on.
We need Kelsey. Kelsey, we need you.
Help us. Hey, listen, we need to hire an. Does anyone want to be an intern?
Yeah, we'll send you a moment every now and again.
Yeah,
paid in moments.
Yeah, paid in moments.
Or maybe a T-shirt.
Yeah,
there we go. So DC1.
Oh yeah, what's up, dude? All right, Luke Kennard is on the way to fucking DC1.
I mean, this. You know what? Could we use that image of you on the computer?
I don't care.
No, and if that's the merch and it's like checking my Top Shot moments.
Yeah. Both Boston Globe and his,
because you're on the laptop, you're looking up your account value, checking my account value.
Listen, avatars are huge right now. Imagine if that was our NFT avatar and that the Getty Images was in there, like it made it in there.
So good with Boston Globe too.
Yeah,
we probably get sued, but that's okay.
That's fine. All right, the next one's Chris Paul out of a 40K moment. It's a sick assist to DeAndre Ayton. So let's do it.
DeAndre Ayton TSD down to, I think, 140 now.
I feel like it's up to 140 if we're being honest.
Oh, I guess, yeah, that's right. Well, I just remember it from when it was pumped to 220 or something like that.
Yeah. Top Shot PH. Also, if you win, let us know. Let us know you're in the chat.
I believe it's Top Shot. Top Shot.
Mike, what did that debut get down to?
Like 120, I think. That got really low. That might have, because when I bought it, I think it was just over 100, but I bought a whole cereal of it. Are
you sending these in real time?
Yeah, those have both been sent so far.
All right.
And Top Shot also.
Yeah. Oh, also, yeah, Top Shot Philippines. There it is. He's here.
Boom.
Let's go. Let's go, baby.
It's definitely Top Shot Philippines. Mahal kita.
Wait, is this real? New Swami?
Philippines.
New Swami 831. Is this real? You have copy to send? DM me. I will give you my address.
Wait, I thought didn't that happen before and we never figured that out? I thought you were gonna do a PO box, right?
Yeah, we did. No, I gave him my address. It didn't come.
Oh, okay.
All right, there we go. It didn't come. And he's from Utah. That's all I can remember. All right, Tyrese Halliburton. This is 2 badges. Look at the serial 5422 out of 40,000.
Whoa.
Not bad.
All right.
Shout out watching the Philippines. Love it.
Yeah. Shout out to the Philippines.
We love it. We love it.
All I know are bad words in Tagalog, so I won't do it.
Is this going to Jimmy?
Jimmy.
Jaybird.
Jaybird 1991 exotic.
No disrespect to our boy Jimmy Peacock, but got that Wiseman jersey number.
Yeah, he's doing fine.
Jimmy's
still fresh in the memory.
What a night.
Somebody asked if LG gave a Durant too. I did feel like he gave 2 moments, but I don't want to say that it was a Durant, so I don't know. So we're gonna keep it as 1, and if it's 2, we'll figure it out later. All right?
Yeah, we'll do it.
Because I don't remember. I don't remember that. Lights out. I got your DM, Tommy VL. Hell yeah.
Sweet.
All right. Those are the 3 that I had.
Okay.
Keep it in the bird family.
Shout out Nerdbird.
I'm just double checking to make sure nothing else came in. All right, cool. We sent it.
We did it.
We did it.
Yeah, well, if you missed that on a shirt tonight, that person didn't claim it, so I will give it away next week, which I think would be nice.
There we go. There we go. We will have something to give away.
Yeah.
We're done. Are we done spinning the wheel? We did it, y'all.
We did it.
We're
done. This is 2 hours. We're good.
This is 2 hours. We crushed. Wow. All right, here's the thing. Real quick. Tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern, we're back. We're back here at 3:30 Eastern, okay? Friday, again, 3:30 Eastern with Johnny Vibes. Johnny Vibes from the poker community. Also from the Top Shot community.
Is he from Boston?
No. No, I get it because he's Vibes. I don't think. Well, yeah, maybe he is.
I just wanted to hear the name of the
Johnny Vibes. That's not even a Boston. I don't know what that was. Jaybird said, "What did I win? You won the Tyrese Halliburton, my friend. Tyrese.
Two badges.
And yeah, hey, listen, what a great reminder. We're also partnering up with Zoltar's Fortune, which is an NFT of cards, and they're doing a poker tournament that all you have to do is be a member of Team Hold to do. So we've shared the link to the Discord already. So get in on there, and we're going to be playing a little poker Friday night, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah,
for some moments,
awesome.
There's a Luca, a Zion, and one more that I'm blanking on. It's a Ja's 15K, I think.
15K, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be on PokerStars. All the information is in our Discord. I'll share that link one more time so you have it. And then I think that's it. We get anything else, boys?
Eventually, we'll do a Bundesliga show. We'll get back in the top streets for all three of you that want to participate. But I'm excited for it. I'm doing a little traveling, but I'll be back later next week to do it.
And make sure to watch the challenge tonight, and then hit me up.
There we go. There it is. There it is. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Again, another shout out to LG and the First Men for all they do. They've had seriously, like, not even pumping bags. Their last two podcasts were so good.
Yeah.
So the one with Jay Fresh today was pretty interesting. I feel like I might talk about that tomorrow because there was some takeaways from that.
All right.
And then the Veerman one was really good. So check them out. Shout out. Yeah, a lot of people are saying there was a Durant moment for LG. I don't want to promise it.
We'll just spin it and then we'll figure it out.
I have a Durant I can give away.
Yeah, I do too.
Today.
So if we were incorrect,
one more spin. And
a
lot of people
good.
have left, so that'll be good.
Well, they're still on the wheel.
That'll be good. All right, people are saying it was.
They know where to find us.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
All right, here we go. Durant.
Here it is. For the KD from the LG or from the GD, is it going to Fluidity, baby. Fluidity. All right, everybody is saying it was a KD, so I'm glad. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Fluidity 21. Shout it out. Shout out Fluidity. We love it. All right, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow at 3:30, Friday at 3:30. I don't know. What video are we playing on our way out, boys? What do we want?
Dort?
Yeah, let's get a Dort. But everybody turn the volume down. You get a 3-second window to turn the volume down a little bit. Yeah, F and Nico called it. Here we go. We out.